Here we are. Hello, welcome. Everything's working. Nice. Success. We don't need the
Yay!
timer
Oh,
up.
don't jinx us, Ori.
I'm not.
Don't jinx us.
Wood. Timer. Don't need that right now. Hello, Pastry Puff. Dichotomy. I don't know if you have ears, but you should have captions.
Hello.
So.
You do have captions.
Uh-huh.
Captions to the
Hello,
rescue.
Mason.
Hello, Mason. Welcome, welcome.
I've been drinking so much chamomile
Oh.
tea. There's good
Oh
ones.
God, same. That was me yesterday.
Oh my God.
Tonight I
So,
got hot chocolate.
Sunday night I started feeling crummy. And then yesterday I was feeling crummy all day. Hello, Federico.
Oh.
Yesterday I was feeling crummy
Federico.
all day. And the crew that I was supposed to work with was 2 hours late. So I got up at 5 in the morning to be somewhere at 7 a.m. and the crew didn't get there till 9. Now, did I get paid? Yes, but that still fucking sucks. And then, now here's the kicker. They were 2 hours late and they went to like the very, very end of the time I was there. So normally I would get out a little early and I would have gotten out 2 hours earlier at like a normal time if they fucking didn't do it. And the bad part is that I'm an hour from home and Dylan needed my car because he's night shift now. So he didn't get my car. He had to Uber. He had to Uber because I wasn't gonna get home. He needed to leave at like 3:15. I didn't get home until 4. So it was like, that didn't work out. And then today, I'm at a different place that should have taken me only 20 minutes to get to, that still took me a fucking hour to get to. Jesus Christ, this morning.
God.
So I was thankfully only 20 minutes late, but Jesus Christ. And that didn't screw anything up, but the crew was agonizingly slow, and they didn't finish today. And I'm like, Dylan, I don't know if I'm gonna make it home today or not. Like, I don't know. Thankfully I did, but like 2:55 I got home. Like, Jesus Christ. And yeah. I'm back at the same location tomorrow.
Very rough, buddy.
So I get up early again to spend an hour driving somewhere where hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll get through it kind of quick, fast enough
I
today.
hope so.
And I could go home.
For your
and be
sake.
home. I need to be home. I need one day where I'm not feeling shitty and I get home at a reasonable time.
Oh, I certainly hope for your sake that you do
Mason,
get
new
a day
comic
like
page.
that. Oh, very nice, Mason. Also, I see that you started Tokyo Ghoul. I've heard good things. Beware season 2. I've heard things.
Yes, Mars and Mars hasn't watched season 2 of Apothecary Diaries yet. But
Not yet. I was literally thinking of doing it last night, and then I was like, I
is
drank too much
Federico.
chamomile, and now I'm about to knock out. It was a problem.
Vibe though. Okay, I will say, incredibly mild spoilers for Apothecary Diaries. Sort of general character shit. Overall, mathematically,
There's a season 2, Mason. It just came out. Wait,
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
if you're
coming
talking
out
about
now.
Apothecary Diaries or Tokyo Ghoul.
Both have season 2, yes.
Please clarify. Both, I'm pretty sure, have season 2s.
But Jinshi only has one egregiously terrible episode out of 24 episodes. He has probably about maybe 4, like, I wish you didn't, but, like, I can handle this moments.
And then they have one episode where they make him a stock 2006 romance protagonist. And it's bad.
Wait, we're talking about the honey one still?
I thought we were.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's the one that's, like, egregious. That, like, I wish we didn't have this moment. And the rest of them, I'm like, I can accept this, but I wish it wasn't here. And then he's pretty fucking chill for the rest of the time. Honestly, Mars, the honey one happened, and then I was like, wow, he's really, like, been pretty all right this entire, like, not even, like, the weird whispering in his ears sort of moment.
watching him after that moment. I was like, you better watch your ass, sir. I'm watching you. And
I'm like,
he
wow,
did.
he's being
Mason,
so
there's a
fucking
season 2
chill.
of Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I was like, wow, all right, you toned it back. If we're good. And I will say, Apothecary Diaries does indeed push against lolly stuff, because while there is a very young concubine. They specifically state many, many, many times that the emperor ain't into that shit and literally solely has to have her as like a what's the word?
Like, I guess
like a
this
political
is the standard
thing,
of the
so
time.
he doesn't
He
do
must
anything.
have one.
No, it's like a political
He's like,
thing.
all right, I'll have one, but that
Yeah,
doesn't mean
but
I gotta
like,
do
she
anything.
just exists, and like I'll visit her for tea, but we like won't do anything because that's weird. And it's like, nice, you do have standards. I like you. We get like
that's how to update and make the genre better. Please and
I'm
thank
surprised
you.
we didn't get answers from about Jinshi in season 1. We have a lot of like thoughts about him.
You're gonna.
But we have.
I think you're
nothing
gonna get answers sometime during season
confirmed.
2.
We gotta. They're like too odd. Like he's too the focal point now. So like I don't know.
I'd be so surprised they did. I mean, they have like 4 episodes out. Episode 4 came out last week.
I thought it was 5. I was briefly on something.
Is it 5?
No, you're right.
Maybe.
Maybe it's 4? No, I think you're right, it is 4. It was Sakamoto Days had 5.
Yes, I watched all of
That's what
Sakamoto
it
Days.
was.
I am having the best time
I
with
watched
that.
3 episodes.
Shin is so Ferrex coded. Ori, after you
Yeah,
said that, I was
right?
like, Shin
Oh
is
my
Ferrex.
God.
All those flips
Yeah,
he's
on the
doing,
roller
all those
coaster?
tricks.
Jesus
all
Christ.
God, I love that scene.
So good. And I love the rabbit
That
suit
camera
scene.
work
Yes.
was great.
Oh, so good. We're talking about Sakamoto Days spoilers now, guys. I don't know.
I gotta be honest, I do not understand the people who are like, the animation is bad and they're gutting the story. It's like, okay, I haven't read the manga,
What?
but I gotta say, I'm hooked. I'm invested. I'm having fun. Also,
I haven't read the
the
manga.
fight scenes are pretty good. I don't know why people
Well, I
got a
don't
stick up their ass.
It was bad. The fucking opening like sequence was beautiful. Like I don't need Mappa
Ooh,
shit, man. Like, and that's not
gorgeous.
saying Mappa is shit, but like I don't need that level of fuck. You know, like
I don't
we're
need
good.
that level of quality all the time.
Is it good?
just need it to
Yes.
look
Is
nice.
it beautiful? Yes. But like, I love Teen Titans. Now, I'm not sitting here saying like Teen Titans was like an animation masterpiece or anything, but like, you don't need to fuck in order to be good, you know? Like,
Exactly.
I'm very happy. We're not
You don't have to
spoilersing
kill
now.
your animators
We're not spoilersing
in
right now.
order to make people happy.
We're just talking about animation. I love how you have moments like in Steven Universe was like the first one that really started it, but you have it in Owl House and Amphibia, where you have like the
Oh, yeah.
budget went here, and it's
'Cause
like that's
there
what
was
you
this
need to
idea
do.
of saving the money for the Sakuga.
That's what you need
right?
to
It was
do.
saving the money for the action moments, and you don't see that anymore
Very
nowadays
specific
because
action moments.
now
It's like-
everything has to be Sakuga. Every moment is Sakuga. Even if the characters are like sitting at a desk, it's gotta be Sakuga. And it's like, guys, we don't need you to put all the animation budget to every scene.
And
I feel like
there's another thing.
Sakamoto Days gets that point.
Yes,
Because you have the chill moments in the convenience store, in the konbini, and then you have the action scenes that are very blatantly action scenes.
they're so good. They're so good. And I love how they portray
so
like
good.
the thoughts when they're like visual thoughts. Really good shit. But
Yes.
oh my god, I just realized now we have
Dynamic
another
is literally
psychic
like Psyche K.
to add to the little troop of
We
psychics.
do.
How old is he? I need to look
You
up how
caught
old
up with
he is.
Sakamoto Days, Pastry Puff?
I'm not
Nice,
caught up. I'm only
awesome.
three in. I'm only 3 in.
I think episode 3 is my favorite.
It was really good.
That one just had
Okay,
such
he's
good
20.
character
So
dynamics.
he's the oldest out of our lovely mind-reading babies. And Mars got another blonde with a gun, as she says.
I got another traumatized blonde with a gun, so
Which is a wild thing
so-
to keep happening. Like, Jesus.
So Mason, Sakamoto Days is about a deadly assassin. His name was Sakamoto Taro, and he was considered like the top of his league, top of the class. And then he falls in love one day and decides to retire from that life. There's more to it than that, but that is the basic premise. Oh my god, it's so good. It's got a really good balance of comedy and character. Freaking love the side characters. Like, we haven't even mentioned Lou yet. She is great.
Yes, she's
I
fun.
love her in later episodes. She's so much fun.
Yeah, I've only gotten a little bit of her so
and just
far.
her dynamic with Shin, they're giving sibling energy, which is chef's
They really
kiss.
are.
Love it.
No, they do give sibling energy.
Amazing. I think you would like Lou. Lou is a
yeah, you
very
probably
fun
would.
girl character.
Sakamoto Days is like if the plot, the ending of it's like the in Mission Impossible, Ethan Hunt settles down and has a wife, and he's like chill about it, and it's like if that was the whole premise of the show, but then everyone's trying to drag him back in.
He's actually a chill, wholesome guy.
He's such a chill,
but he can
guy.
still like fuck you up if he needs to.
And his wife is great.
Oh, his wife is phenomenal. I actually showed my parents a couple episodes of Sakamoto Days, and my mom was dying. Put the spoiler tag up real quick.
Spoilers.
Because I gotta share this one specific joke because my parents lost it at this. At the beginning of episode 2, so Sakamoto is retired from the gangster life. He's not about that anymore. And the reason for that is because his wife has made him promise not to kill anymore. Because she's like, well, you killed so many people, now you're going to make up for it by saving them. And there's a whole sweet backstory to that. But the first thing you see in the opening of episode 2 is when Shin is like, wow, I can't believe you did so good in hand-to-hand combat. It was so cool seeing you in action. And the way you iced those guys.
Yes.
And the wife just turns around and goes, iced? Darling, don't tell me you've gone back to killing. Because if you have, I'll have to divorce you. And Sakamoto is just like, no, I haven't done that. I haven't done that. Only made unconscious. And she's like, oh, really? Good. So glad to hear it.
Yeah, it was so good.
My mom was losing it at that one. It was hysterical.
It's great.
But also, like, I love that him being a gangster isn't a secret. Because I was going into it thinking, okay, he has to hide his past from his love interest. He has to hide it from his wife. He has to hide it from his family. I've seen this plot before. But then by episode 2, they're like, oh, she knows. She knows what he used to be.
Yeah.
And Ori, when you get into later episodes, she gets even better.
Oh my god.
She gets even better. It's so good. All right, you can take the spoiler tag away.
All right, no more spoilers.
Highly recommend. I think Sakamoto Days is one of the most fun thing that's currently out right now.
It's being very fun at the moment. Yes. I am enjoying Apothecary Diaries, though. I will say, overall, I enjoy. Jinji just has one moment that makes me sad.
And there were so many ways to fix that moment.
Just one moment. Just why do we? Could we not? We could have not.
I wish I do. Thank you for not forgetting Outcast Federico.
What?
Thank you.
Why do I not see this panel?
I don't know. I know I colored all of them.
I'm very concerned.
Yeah, you know, Mason, some things people click with and others don't. You want me to put myself on blast right now? I don't click with Dragon Ball Z.
Oof.
I don't think I've ever clicked with any Dragon Ball product. Although I will say, the more recent one that came out, I think it focuses on them being kids. And I'm like, okay, that's different. That seems more fun and playful. Like that could lead to some interesting things. Maybe I'll check that out. But
Also,
as for like the original, I feel like it's one of those ones, if you didn't grow up on it, it's like, sorry, ship sailed.
Oh, that's why I'm like, yeah.
Not in the One Piece way, but I'm just like, there's too much, and yeah.
I totally and utterly admit, there's a significant portion of me that, like, if it has more than like 3 seasons out already, I'm probably not going to watch it, even if I would like it. There's like a part of me where I'm just like, that's a lot of backlog, you know? Like, I don't... Like,
that's a lot of time.
Doug
That's
asked
the problem
me...
I have with... Oh, okay, you go first, then I'll share my grievance.
Doug asked me
Also,
if I watched, like, Bungo Stray Dogs, and I was like, no, there's too much. Like, I can't...
I've seen that one.
I can't do it. Yeah, but there's, like, 7 seasons or some shit, and I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Ori, it's only 5 seasons.
That's still too many. Full Metal Alchemist.
So Full Metal Alchemist, at least Brotherhood, is about 61 episodes to my knowledge.
So that's
61 or 67.
Depending on how you split it.
They have 5 different openings.
Yeah.
I don't know if they separate it into seasons, though.
I will say, if it doesn't have the word season on it, there is a bit of psychological, like, gameplay there. Like, making fucking Dungeon Meshi or Apothecary Diaries only 1 season but have 24 episodes definitely does some mind-fucky shit there, you know?
That's something to the brain where part of you is like, okay, this is reasonable.
Like, this is only 1 season. This is only 2 seasons. Like, how you do that?
But I know the one I'm trying to get into now it's called Natsume's Book of Friends. It's been very popular for a long time, and it's got this very, like, slice of life, like, Japanese countryside feel to it, but it also has yokai in it. But it's also got, like, that idea about, like, take it slow and friendship and power friendship and everything.
I tried to do Mushishi
and I want to watch the new season, but oh, I'm so behind. Mushishi, I think you have to be in the right mood for.
Yeah,
because I tried it once.
Highly recommended,
and then
I was like, I
dropped it.
Yeah.
And then one of my roommates recommended it to me again. And this was back when I worked in the library, you guys. So Mars was pulling the 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., 6 a.m. shift. So I needed something to watch during that time. And let me see.
No wonder
I started watching it around that time.
Schedules are fucked.
And I know, right? But I actually watched the dub of Mushishi, and I gotta say, the dub got me more into it because the voice acting, like, you already have this premise of, like, yokai-like bugs that are in the world and making all these strange things happen. And it's like, it's a more whimsical, mythological angle than what Dr. Ramune had, but still very interesting. And it's got this aspect of, like, a traveling doctor, which is very cool. But I found the dub really helped me get into it because the concept of each episode was so dreamlike. And the way the voice actors, like, kind of carried themselves and said their lines really added to that dreamlike, hypnotizing quality. Like, it was one of those ones where, like, I will literally watch those episodes in the dark with the lights turned off and just, like, immerse myself.
Yeah, I was recommended it to me by someone who was very, like, it's sub or nothing, and we were, like, watching it together, and I was just like, I'm not really for this. But Federico, we talked about this last comment corner, and the answer is Mars won't watch it.
I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, because it's too long, and it has filler minutes, not filler episodes, so she can't feasibly cut it down in any way.
Judgment. That was told to me by a certified veteran One Piece fan. He told me you don't have filler episodes, you have filler minutes.
And I was like, won't watch One Piece.
What are filler minutes? Well, 10 minutes might be important, but then the last 20 aren't. Or 20 minutes might be important, but then the last 10 aren't. I'm like, yeah, nope, that's too much work. I just want to watch a show.
Yeah, and I won't watch One Piece because it's way too long, and I can't with the art style. I just don't like it.
Ori really hates the art style.
I don't like it. It makes me sad, and that's fine. People could like whatever they like, but it's not for me.
I like the fan art. I do respect the fan art.
What's the Snoop?
Luffy is definitely easier to look at in fan art.
Yes. I watched the live action One Piece. I did. I have nothing, and I enjoyed it. I will say, I didn't enjoy it to the level where I'm like, oh my god, this is so good, and I, like, need to watch more, which I feel like a lot of people thought I would because of, like, my classic genre and thematic proclivities. It's just kind of a lot.
The classic Ori needs more.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely one of those, like, it's older shonen. I love shonen overall as a concept, but, like, I'm definitely way more here for, like, more substance shonen, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like, Naruto,
I think
quintessential
what you're saying,
shonen.
Ori, is you want character.
Yeah, I am fine, and I will take a lot of, like, it's the power of friendship and shit, but I need more than just, like, I'm a child, and, you know, I don't like you, and it's like, okay, I don't know. There's, like, a level. Like I said, I solely watch fairy tales sometimes, not even, like, you know, very, consistently, because I want to watch Natsu be a little dragon feral boy, and that's literally it. There's nothing else. It has inklings of, like, TTRPG, and so it is interesting, but most of the time it's just like, what shit they gonna do now? Like, Jesus. I feel like, you know, that's very Dragon Ball, you know, very whatever, and just at this point, I need a little more substance. I did not hear we're getting a Lego One Piece. Oh, no. I think you did say that, Mason.
Lego
No.
One
You
Piece?
You did. The Lego One Piece is real. Yes. No, I remember you put that in the thing. I watched the little, thingy.
Oh, yeah.
What's the word? Trailer. Yeah.
That's a blast from the past.
That is a maybe. That is a possibly.
That one could be on the table.
It's real, I believe, Allie. I think it is real. That's what Mason, it was like a trailer. Mason, she posted it in the Discord. Yeah, that's a vibe for a lot of, there's a lot of things that I'm in the fandom space, like, moderately for, but will never touch. Like Genshin and the like. I will exist consuming fan content. I will also exist accepting that this is probably only moderately accurate. And then sometimes Mars will come and be like, no, Kaveh and Al-Haytham are pretty fucking gay. You know, it's just fucking...
Yeah. Also, Dylan and Ori remind me way too much of Sino and Tainari.
Yeah, what
it's
did you
too
send
accurate.
me that was, like, way too on brand? What the fuck did you say?
It was Sino being like, how would you take out a weed? And Tainari's like, well, you take this, it's called a trowel, and then you dig around it, and then you pull it like that. And I'm like, okay, that's very Ori, that's very Ori. And then Sino walks up and he's just like, yes, interesting. Here's how you do it. And then he, like, snaps his finger and thunder and lightning just, like, the weed out of existence. And Tainari's ears just, like, droop out, like, and that was Dylan and Ori's reaction to Dylan.
I have to find it.
Just very, very on brand.
It was super on brand.
I don't know if you wanted to show everybody. It's a funny reel. Very well animated, too. I guess you got your magical girl's dose when you were younger. Well, so Federico, I did venture into watching Sailor Moon. I think around the when was that? I want to say when I started high school. Like, I remember watching it on YouTube because that was the only thing I had at the time. I think I watched about 12 episodes and then I got bored because I literally waited until, I remember waiting and waiting for, like, Sailor Moon to do something in these fights. And I remember episode 7 or somewhere around that point, I was like, she did a flip to get out of the way. Oh my God, she actually did a flip. She's badass now. And then the episode just kept going and I'm like, why isn't she doing anything? I'm so bored.
The only magical girl content I've ever managed to watch is Princess Tutu.
Well, I watched Princess Tutu because Ori told me about it. My next magical girl anime
was because they're in gay ships. That's literally it.
Exactly.
It's literally it. Oh my God.
The next one I watched was actually pretty good. It was called Magical Girls Raising Project, which was basically it was like the premise was, if I remember correctly, it was a game that the girls in the universe were playing, and the game allowed them to become magical girls in real life. But of course, following the Madoka sentiment, there's of course a dark twist to it.
SOAD.
And it turned into a little bit of a death game. What was really cool about Magical Girls Raising Project is that
Reindeer. And hello,
they had a male character
and
that transitioned to a female character when he became a magical girl. And he expressed like, I kind of like being a magical girl. I kind of like this. Like, this is good. I want to try this more. I wish I could try this in my real life. So it's got a little bit of that idea as well, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't watch magical girl content. I watched magical boy content.
And then one of my friends convinced me to watch Madoka Magica. I remember they came over it was like a sleepover we were doing, and we decided to binge Madoka. Did like it. I just don't think I got attached to it. I did enjoy it though. It was a good show, but I definitely didn't get attached to it.
All right, hold on. We'll show the little thingy.
Yeah, the thing they do to one of the characters, really cruel.
All right.
Oh yes, no, we do not talk about old Tainari VA.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Let's ignore that and focus on this.
Yes, on this.
Doing any hoeing?
I don't even know what hoeing is.
Yeah, well, hoeing. Anyway, you don't need a hoe. There's only one tool you need for gardening. And I've got it.
It's a hammer.
It'll be a hammer. It's not a hammer.
This
Is that a hoe?
is all you... No, it isn't. No, if you want to remove a plant, say, okay, there are no thistles at this time of year, but imagine they're thistles. How do you get them up?
Well, you take one of these, which is a trowel,
Yeah.
and then you approach it like that, and you dig round it, lift it, and there it is.
That took you...
About 30 seconds.
Dirty fingernails, cricked back.
It's gardening, that's what you do.
Okay, now let me show you how I would remove it, okay? See these three here? Ready?
Well, granted, they're gone, but you
They're
can't...
gone.
You can't garden with a
They
shotgun.
have ceased to exist. Observe the genius of my garden. I am...
That last part is very chill. Observe the genius of my garden.
Yes, observe the genius of no, him going through the consequences too. And what did that get you? Dirty fingernails, cricked back.
30
okay,
seconds,
watch
30
how
seconds.
I do it. So, Allie, I'm not sure if you were around for the lead up to that video. The reason Ori played that was because I said, Sino is Dylan in that video, and you are Tainari.
Yeah, and Ori's Tainari, yeah.
I guess I'd be Al Hatham in the corner going, is that a hoe?
No, you're Kave in the corner. Kave.
Oh, Kave,
Al Hatham
Kave.
joins and it's silent. You're Kave in the background. But
you watched Madoka as a child. Allie, oh my goodness.
no, that's what happened to lots of people. That's like a formative experience for
sorry.
a lot of youngins because everyone thought it was like when it's the anime, they thought it was like chill,
Nobody
and then it like
realized it
fucking
was subversive.
is like no, and it's like oh no, why is well, I
See,
can
at
use
least
you
when
to
Attack
get
on
rid of
Titan
plants.
was my first anime, I knew what I was getting into.
I again,
I never went into Attack on Titan thinking this is gonna be wholesome and cute.
the sole magical girl anime that I've ever watched is Princess Tutu, and it's really good and has one of my favorite
It's a
characters.
really good one.
It's very good. I really enjoy it. The vibes are nice. The like storytelling is good. It's a very fun time. I love my reverse Sasuke man. And yeah, it's an interesting, it's an
Fujira
interesting
is so
story.
good.
He's so good. He's so
Highly recommend
good.
it, especially watching it around the holiday season because it's got a lot of allusions to the Nutcracker.
A lot of like
beautiful.
fairy tales
Love
and
it.
stuff. Yeah, but it's about ballet and things. So there's like a lot of ballet stuff in it, but it's very fun. Oh, very gay. Also vibe. Yeah, it was a vibe.
By an art tuber. Oh, you were in trouble, Allie.
Oof. What happened here?
See, That's why if I recommend trauma stuff around here, I try to warn you guys before you start it. I try my best. I'm not sure I always succeed, but
Yeah, and then other magical girl-esque related content is I watched all of the versions of Cute Earth High Defense Club, right? Cute High Earth Defense Club.
Yes,
That's what it
Cute
is.
High Earth Defense Club.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Love.
It's
happy
basically
kiss.
magical girl,
But they're guys.
boys.
But they're boys.
And it's
all
very
boys
gay.
School. It's pretty gay. They
It's
each
incredibly
have
gay,
one
too.
incredibly gay episode. Every season is like this one episode. They like leaned into it, but it's very nice.
They
like
also
the
in the first
goofs.
season, they have like one episode dedicated to like a friendship pair. That's like, yeah.
That's
Keep
like,
keep talking about how you can't live
ship.
without the other one. I've heard that before. Oh yeah, keep saying, how dare you take away my Enshan? Like, okay.
And it's canonically in the same universe as Robi Hachi, which is also a very good show as a fun one.
Oh, guys, watch Robi Hachi. It's so much fun.
Do it after you watch
Nope.
Cute High Earth
Cute
Defense Club.
High
If you're
Earth
going to watch
Defense
both
Club.
of them, you just have to watch the
Yes.
first one to understand the connection. But like, it's just a fun time if you get the connection when you go into Robi.
So those are your recommendations for today. You got Apothecary Diaries, you got Sakamoto Days, and
That's a
you
lot of
got Cute High Earth Defense
got
Club
tons of
/
recommendations all the
Robi
time.
Hachi. Oh, we got recommendations for days, man.
We just keep making Pastry Puff and Maisen's lists longer. I will say, my list is long, but in like a non-present in my mind way, if that makes a lot of sense. Like,
I feel like the same. I feel like I got I'll get to it when I get to it list.
I definitely, like, if I go on my anime list, I'll like look and it'll be like plan to watch and be like, oh yeah, this is on that list, you know, this is on a plan to watch list. But I'm not like, oh, I gotta watch this. Like, honestly, I mostly just defer to Mars's recommendations over other things. If Mars is like, I have seen this and you would like this, it's like, all right, yeah, I will.
Ori was
do
watching
that on my time.
Sakamoto Days literally one
But
day
it's like,
after I started
I know-
talking about it.
Well, I hit like a level of like I had finished season 1 of Apothecary Diaries. I watched both episodes of the dub of season 2 that were out, and Dylan's on night shift. So Dylan being on night shift means I have a lot more time to watch anime, quote unquote, because when I'm sad and lonely eating dinner alone, watch an episode of anime. So it is more just like, this is the anime time built into my day, is half an hour to sit and watch an anime instead of sitting and eating alone all sad. That's why we need to live
And it works
forever,
out
Mason.
pretty
Allie.
well.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's why we need to be immortal.
That's the secret sauce.
Exactly.
You need thing here.
But yeah, Shin is just so reminiscent of Ferrex. I'm like, yes, I'm already kind of pulling inspiration.
I will also say it's very difficult to not binge a show when it's all out. So doing shows that are like, no, you have to wait, because I was getting ready to like, because the Apothecary Diaries really fucking like teases you at the end of every episode, or like 90% of the episodes. They like really hit you like with the cliffhanger hook shit of the next episode, and I was like, fuck, I do want to know. I need to know. And so I was like getting ready to like at a point be like, I'm stopping the episode like when the mystery is solved. You know, like I was getting ready to like, all right, it's ending. We're cut to another scene. I'm gonna have to end here because otherwise I'm gonna get hooked again.
So, Allie, I would say Sakamoto Days is very similar to Spy X Family,
pretty
where it's
Spy
got a
X
good
Family
balance
vibes.
of slice of life and action. The premise is that there is an assassin. His name is Sakamoto Taro, and he was the top of his line, best assassin out there. And then one day, he fell in love, decided to retire from the gangster business, and now he runs a convenience store. But you know, when you
trouble
leave
finds
the
him
gang,
once again.
Trouble finds you. Trouble finds you in the form of a young blonde named Shin, who is now my baby.
Sakamoto gets 5 years of
love him.
retirement raising a small child, and then the universe is like, all right, you're ready to adopt more wayward children. All right, here you go.
Wayward children that got tied up into gang life.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you've done,
like,
you have
all right,
both ends.
I will adopt every one of them. Guys, big news regarding that with the voice actors. Not only does Matt Mercer play Sakamoto
Which
in
is
the
great.
dub,
Top tier shit.
but MASH's voice actor plays another secondary character.
Is it a character I've met
the
in the
show.
first 3 episodes?
You have met him now, Ori. You
Oh,
met him in the
shit.
3rd episode.
Oh no! I thought it was him!
You met him.
I thought it was him! Oh.
Isn't
I don't know how
that
to feel about him
180
yet.
performance?
Well, it's just like he's Gigi too. So like crazy shit.
Yeah. And it was
It's
so
not
good.
contamination. Mason, if
It's
you
not
had to have-
contamination.
If you had to have 1, he sounds nothing like MASH, and 2, if you
A voice actor's
had
gotta
to do
act.
voice actor contamination, there'd be very little for you to watch. I'm just saying. If you were like, I
This
don't like
voice
this
actor has
show,
been a part of a
voice
lot.
actors. Very little. Oh, see, Mason, that's why you didn't like Don Da Don. It has MASH lead contamination, quote unquote, because of the opening and because of Gigi.
Gigi would fit right in MASH. I feel like he'd vibe with all those goobers.
Yeah. I need season 2 of that because I need to see the fucking resolution of the cliffhanger he goddamn left on. Jesus Christ.
Season 2 of which?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't say
Holy
Mashley
shit, that
left on a
cliffhanger.
massive cliffhanger on, but Don Da
Not a
Don
massive
is
cliffhanger,
like,
but I
oh
definitely
my
like.
lord.
I want him to be okay.
Yeah, but that's like an overarching
Although,
story beat. You know, like that's not gonna be solved until the
way they
end.
ended season 2 was so classic shonen, like having the protagonist turn to the camera and do the punch out to title screen.
Yeah.
Very classic, very chef's kiss.
You know what's so good, guys? You know what's so good? When stuff is like a good parody on other things, right? Because Mashley is doing a lot by joking about shonen shit, right? And like, Mars and I liked Randy Cunningham because it's joking about the cartoons of the time.
Oh,
whether
that
Dylan
show is
agrees or not.
pure satire.
Right. And it's great. But there's something else that was that we watched recently. Maybe not that recently. There's something else that we watched that was like that.
Samurai Flamenco was also
That
a deconstruction
That
of
was
the
a
shonen
deconstruction as
genre.
well. You're right, kid. Now here's an apron. Cliffhanger that pissed me off the most. I don't know if there was one
Ooh.
that pissed me off.
A cliffhanger
it's
that
just
pissed me
tough.
off the most.
I can't think of
I'm
one
not sure.
because the
Because
only way
most
I
of
would
the
say
stuff I
that
watch
like
is complete, and I know something else is coming out.
and I would
I'm
say
trying
that
to
the
think,
only
was there,
cliffhangers
like,
that would actually
A
piss me
point
off
where I
are
was
ones that
reading
like
at the screen going, no.
I think the only ones that would piss me off are ones that are like had bad resolutions. Like, wow, you've been waiting for
the
me
only
to
thing.
I've been waiting how long for this and that was it, you know, something like that. But I
That's a
can't
big
think
one.
of
The
anything.
only thing I could think, like, a cliffhanger from episode to episode, I could definitely think, are you kidding me? I gotta wait like a whole nother week to get answers? Like, how dare you? How dare you leave me in this emotional turmoil? But in terms of like a
There's a reason we're
seasonal
waiting for Link Click to be
cliffhanger-
fully out until we watch it.
Well, but I wouldn't say the end of Link Click pissed me
No,
off.
no,
It
no,
was
no.
more
But
like,
I'm saying
I am
season
intrigued.
to season.
I
Season to
need
season
more, but
is
I'm
what
going to
saying,
cry.
is I don't think we would survive watching any season of Link Click and having to wait week to week. Because if we watch season 2 week by week,
Cliffhanger that
I think I
pissed
would
me
have
off.
died of
There's
stress.
gotta be something.
Yeah, you think it's more of a book thing?
I really,
Books do take a
really
much
can't think
longer
of
time. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I really can't think of something
I
that
don't
like
know.
pissed me off.
I don't think I've ever been like super like pissed and like, oh, that was I mean, the only thing I could think of being truly pissed at was Promised Neverland season 2. If they ever made one, you know, in
But
that
that's not a
hypothetical
cliffhanger
timeline where my
thing. That's like
alternate
a
self
content
exists.
thing.
But
But that wasn't like a cliffhanger thing. That was like the content.
Ori, that's only if that timeline exists, and it doesn't.
Again,
So-
but it's still not about the cliffhanger possibility. It's about the possible content. And what they
And then, of course, the
maybe
ending of
didn't
Voltron,
do.
that definitely got me a bit boiled.
But again, not cliffhanger related. Not cliffhanger related.
But it's not a cliffhanger.
That's just shows
I
that
think I've mostly just gotten mad at like endings where the show couldn't deliver. Oh, amazing. Matt Mercer has a very impressive IMDb. He's the
yeah.
critical role guy.
Yeah. Literally, he's critical role because he has an impressive IMDb. Like the whole
He's
the whole
man.
concept of critical role is voice actors got together and played D&D. You know? What ending pissed us off the most? And obviously
Ooh, what
Voltron.
ending pissed us off the
Voltron,
most? Didn't like how
really
Voltron
rough.
ended. That was a little callous. Didn't like that. Okay, I guess I can't say the ending of Promised Neverland 2 pissed me off the most because I didn't watch that far. It was very similar to Voltron where I saw it going downhill and then I decided to watch the train wreck from the sides.
Yeah.
And oh, it was bad. Oh, it was so bad. Once I realized they weren't going to do the Goldie Pond arc, I was like, I'm out.
Next.
I'm out. If you're not going to animate the Goldie Pond arc, I am out. That is criminal. How dare you?
I have never been done so dirty by a show as like an adaptation as Mars has.
See, but that's the thing. I don't usually read the thing that it's based on first. Usually I'll find the show and be like, ooh, I want more of that now that I gotta wait for the next season. And then I'll like search out the manga or something. Promised Neverland 2 kind of worked in reverse where I was like, yeah, no, it worked the same way. Because after season 1, I started reading it.
Yeah, but
And I
then
was
you
like,
knew
wow,
what happened.
Season 1 was
and
so
then
good, and I want more. And then season 2 came along, and I'm like, I'm ready.
yeah,
Sad
see,
times.
Dungeon Meshi
Sad
has been
times.
good so far. Good to me so far. So,
Well, Trigger is usually pretty reliable.
and the director is like, I love Dungeon Meshi. Yes, please. I will direct this. Thank you. So,
That's even better.
that adds to it.
That's what we want, is someone who loves what they're working on. That's how you get the best anything, really. Whoa, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah, I feel like Voltron's the only one where I'm like, yeah, it was actually like bad ending. Like, why did they do this? That's the only one that I can think of.
And
about,
not even
like that.
just because clans didn't get together.
No,
it
went
they had
downhill.
set up, and then they just went downhill. They started going in directions that didn't make sense.
It wasn't even not clans, and it wasn't even, I don't know, the Allura Lance ship happening. It was like her whole thing. Like they spoilers for Voltron. They killed her for no reason. It like makes no sense. And it was like, the whole sequence of it was like weird. They just were like, I don't know. It was very odd.
Walter too, and he got a very like
He was killed
death.
much more early, but yeah. Technically he's not dead.
I remember
he's
people
just
being very
insane in the
very
thing.
horrified
But it's
by
like,
what they did to him.
he was the better villain. I'm sorry. Zarkon's kind of fucking boring. See, okay, this is the difference.
They wanted Zarkon to be Ozai, and he was not Ozai.
Zarkon, yeah. She did deserve better. Yes, no. See, that's what exactly I was gonna say. Zarkon, and this ties into what makes a great design for main villain. Well, we're not talking about visual design yet, but I can get there. And there's an interesting thing I saw about Zuko and Ozai. So, kind of spoilers for Voltron, also spoilers for Avatar: The Last Airbender. But like, all right. So
Let's dive in,
Ozai
people.
is a good villain figurehead, quote unquote, right? We never see him until like the third season. He's always this like black shadow in the thing. He's always looming, but he's not the
Sedation
main
and
villain.
anticipation.
He's not the main villain. We are not directly fighting Ozai until the very end, okay? We are fighting Zuko. We are fighting the other general guy. We're fighting other things in between there, you know, and various other villain characters that are lower level than Ozai, with him being the sort of mastermind in the background, so we know that's like, oh shit, if these guys are this level and Ozai fucking like beat Zuko and, you know, and whatever, you know, like if this at this level, like Ozai's gonna be fucking crazy. Like if these guys are down on their luck.
It does well in building anticipation
But
for the viewer.
the problem is in Voltron, 90% of the fights before we get Lothar, 90% of the fights before we get Lothar are not anything directly Zarkon related. They do like a Star Wars thing where it's like, oh, like General Empire shenanigans, which is fine, but it's not the same vibe they got from having like a Zuko and having like a, I can't remember the other general's name, and you know, like specific repetitive villains until we get Lotor, and they're like directly fighting like basically Zarkon at a bunch of times.
They
Until we
tried to
get-
do it with Hagar.
Yeah, but not
Hagar? Is
yeah,
that her name?
Hagar. Yeah, but she's still not
And
as
she had a whole
main
thing where she
a
was supposed to
point.
be like half Altean, so there was supposed to be like this idea of betrayal, this idea of, oh, why'd she go to the dark side? I don't think they ever explored that.
They kind of did a
Or maybe
little
it was
bit.
just so
They did no. They
forgettable that I
did
don't
later.
remember.
I think they did in a season because you stopped earlier than I did. They did. We did
I
have her
stopped at
background
season
stuff.
4.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they definitely
Okay.
did later than that. We
Okay.
got her background
So I
stuff.
was like, they
I
never
remember
addressed
being
that.
kind of underwhelming.
Holy shit.
Very. If I remember correctly, it was kind of like classic like mad scientist stuff, which is like okay, but I
They
didn't
did.
find
Okay,
it
Allie.
completely compelling.
Thank you for confirming.
Yeah, Allie's got a better memory for this than I think I do. But then they bring in Lotor and his like group of ladies, which are one, banger designs. Okay, they are great
Really
designs.
Good design.
All of them. They're all recognizable in shape language, size language, and color. And then, but they all look like part of a team. Good shit, okay?
So that
But
balance
then-
of cohesiveness.
Yeah. But then they just we kill Lotor. He's not technically dead, maybe. I don't really know. They trap Lotor, get him out of the picture, like very fast. And they were like, oh, it's back to Zarkon again because Zarkon came back, if I remember correctly. Like he died and he came back, like it was a whole thing.
Did.
Right? Yeah! No, they were great! They were great, Allie. Pastry Puff, early seasons, good. Later seasons, sad. Have their moments.
Stop at season
Not-
4,
yeah, I would just
season
keep
5.
it in, like, be in the fandom, you know? Be in the
I feel
fandom.
like once they get to Earth, it's downhill.
Yeah, it just
okay.
exists in the fandom.
I never wanted them to return to Earth until the finale.
Yeah, I
wanted
thought that was
Earth
gonna be
and
the
coming
end.
home to Earth to be the final catharsis.
Yeah, I don't know why it was in the
Like,
middle.
The fighting is over and we can return home.
Yeah.
Why did we go back to Earth in the middle of the war?
And then you could have had, all the moments of
I
like,
did not- I
does
did not
everybody
like that
want to
choice,
go
please.
home? Does everyone like, there could so much shit, and it's like, no, why did we bring it to Earth?
No,
The good
it's
thing
just
about
like
Voltron,
a foregone
a
conclusion.
good thing about Voltron,
I get what they were
until-
trying to do. Is that they were trying to make this, this is a universal war, so obviously everyone in the universe, including Earth, because Earth is part of the universe, needs to be involved in this war. Like, I get the idea. It was just very bad execution.
I find that the problem is that a lot of space-related things can end up being very Earth or Earth clone centric, right? And like I get what, and what I enjoyed about Voltron is that it wasn't for a long time.
That's where Voltron
right?
felt unique.
And Star Wars does it too, right? You don't have like
Voltron
obviously
wasn't
Tatooine
even
exists,
planet-based.
but Tatooine
You were
doesn't.
focused on protecting a universe.
Yeah, and so they're constantly not on Earth, and so they have all these like homesickness moments, and they have all this.
You can
stuff.
tell how passionate Ori and I
great.
are. We keep talking over each other.
Yeah, and it's great, But
That's
then
how
we
you know
come
we're heated.
back like Earth is like the big shit, and it's like, you're not though. We know you're not though. Why are you staging everything here? Jungle planet?
So
Fucking like Jesus Christ.
we could have gone to any other planet. Why did we need to go to Earth?
It's not your girl Earth. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
You're not that girl, Earth.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's just a lot of things. It's one of those shows that like, and I think this is what always aggravates Mars and I
It's
the
one
most.
of those shows I look back fondly on. It's
There was
just
potential, and that made a great
so
fandom.
frustrating.
And that made a great fandom. But
There-
the fact
there was
that there was
potential,
nothing
there was hope.
out of it was sad.
And there was this feeling of, oh my God, this could be this generation's Avatar. And I think that was the problem. We built it up way too much in our minds. Like the expectations were just too much.
I don't know about. See, I definitely find that there was a point where a lot of fandom was like trying to push stuff on the creators, and I get that. But I do know, if I remember correctly, that there were multiple times when the like whole direction like
When the
explicitly
showrunners
changed.
themselves started
like, a
pushing
weird
it.
way.
No, I remember the Lance tapes. I remember Lance fawning over Keith. I remember him panicking when he said he hopes Keith thinks he's pretty. I was there, man. I saw it all.
So it's like I don't feel like we were wrongfully, because I feel like there's a difference between falls short of expectations and is actively bad, right? It's obviously difficult to be like the next big thing. I get that. And when you have a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
hype, I can understand people being disappointed that it's not the headcanon that they had or where they wanted it to go. And I could accept not having Clance and doing Lance Allura. I don't know what their fucking thing is. Allurance, that's what it was. Allurance. And having that, I'm okay with that. The way that they did Allura dirty, though, is just bad. Like
And
fucking
then left Lance heartbroken.
expectations or not, you
like,
know?
boy has
That's the
been through
problem.
enough. And they also,
Yeah,
like,
and see, and that's just a
I'm
problem,
just so
Allie.
frustrated. They took a good female
The
character
fact-
and did her dirty.
This is okay. We're coming out of spoilers, and this is important if you want to create any content, because I'm seeing this with things. I'm seeing this with about a bunch of things. Okay, I'm not talking about any of you. All of y'all have been great. Okay, I just want this to be a point. No one in our community has been like this, but I'm seeing this happen. There are a lot of fandoms, and this happens for indie creators, and it happens for massive fandoms like Voltron, where fans will want to input their ideas into what's going to happen. Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's a big part of fandom, especially these days, is hypothesizing, theorizing, analyzing the lore. Like, that's a big part of fandom these days, you know, all of this analyzing stuff, and it's great. And there will be, it's bad, don't do it. There will be people who try to push people. It's not you, Mason. I'm seriously saying it is not anybody been in here.
It's not
It is
anyone.
literally nobody
it's
here.
just the general.
Yeah,
See,
oh,
Ori
that
and I
too,
are part
Allie.
of a lot of
Well,
fandoms.
yeah, I'm in a fair
Ori
amount
and
of
I are
fandoms.
part of so many fandoms
And a fair
where
amount of
we've
indie
seen
fandoms
this
too,
happen
which is important to it.
multiple times.
And just being in fandom space with fandom news, you hear about it. And you hear about what happens. There will always be, and like, this doesn't mean we shouldn't condone this behavior, right? Any of this. And saying that you being a content creator, this will happen to you, does not mean that we should accept it. But you do have to go in with a level of knowledge that the internet is a lot of people. And if you do blow up and get
Yes.
like a certain amount of hype, and it doesn't have to be that much hype, but it does have to be like a significant amount of hype. We're kind of in the small space where we're pretty chill right now. But like, if you get a certain amount of hype, there are going to be people like this. And that's hearing about people wanting their ideas as part of your content, right? And as part of your thing. And you have to know, and it's something you have to accept within yourself, partially too. You have to accept that there will be people who are disappointed. Because people will have an idea that these two things will get together, or this thing is the answer to all these problems.
Or these
and when
two
that
things
doesn't
are going to happen, and this will be
even
the
if it's written
explanation.
well, there will be people who do not care and will just be sad that their lore scenario was not the scenario that happens. And you have to be confident in yourself, that you are confident in your creation's integrity overall, that still how you wrote it was good, and accept that not everybody's going to be pleased. Literally impossible.
And
there is a
stand by
person
what
out
you
there
wrote.
that hates Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? There is somebody that I don't know who it is, but they have to mathematically exist. They're stupid, they're dumb, they're wrong, but they exist, okay? And people will try to force.
No,
I literally.
You're right, Ori, because there are people out there who say Aang should have killed Ozai.
Yeah.
Which would defeat the whole point of the series.
Exactly. And there's also
Aang's
flaws
development
in Avatar. There's also flaws in Avatar. I recently listened to someone talk about how they didn't like Katang, and like I totally get it. And it was all about how Aang's, you know, tie from the spirit world shouldn't have been just Katara. It should have been all his friends. And it's like, yes, I do like that.
I can agree with that.
Bad? Am I angry? No. Would I have been happier?
No.
Thought that the story writing would have been better if Katang wasn't
Do I
the
cringe
thing?
every time
Yes,
I see it? Oh, absolutely.
But that, you know, I'm not gonna hate because I'm a normal person with a brain that understands that the thing that isn't made by me is not going to cater to exactly everything, and that people are fallible and have different ideas of how things should be and have different wants and desires. It's still a good show. It still can have flaws. And we can all be chill about it. But I'm not mad,
as
just
a creator, you
disappointed.
just gotta accept that you can't please everybody.
You, as the creator,
You gotta stand by what you write and come up with.
It's unfortunate that you have to be strong like this, but you have to not, as what happened with Voltron, as what, you know, spite your people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get angry about it. This is what people will do. And you have to accept that that is a level.
But you also
people
can't go the
showing
other
love.
direction where you're getting sent death threats. That's
Yes.
not okay either.
Well,
There's a balance.
none of it is okay.
There's
okay.
certainly a balance.
No one should ever be forcing
'Cause
any
Voltron was a
creator
whole
to
mess.
make their ideas and be upset about it. Okay? None of that is condonable. Saying that that's what's going
No
to
one
happen
ever
does not
benefited
mean
from that.
it's okay and should happen, but it is something you unfortunately have to expect in their current day-to-day life, okay, of being a content creator. You will get haters.
Because the internet will internet.
And you will get fans that are obsessed in a bad
we
way.
already got some haters on Ori's videos.
It usually happens when you, I will say, and I have something slightly different to go there as well, slightly to add on to that, because recently there's another thing that happened. But like, Paula Piroff, who does a lot of that lovely Ace Attorney fan art and those Ace Attorney animations, but also makes her own thing called the Breakfast Guild, which I love and is great.
Which
has
looks
apparently
so cute.
Been getting people specifically, like to the point that she like made a statement in her Discord, people specifically like trying to get their breakfast characters and ideas and stuff into her thing. And like, and this was even baffled to me. This was a very nice sort of, where is it? This is a very nice sort of way to say, to ask, but somebody literally added her in her Discord and said, are there any other characters in the Breakfast Guild universe that have not gotten any designs yet? If so, would you mind if I took a jab at it? That, they're not being mean, they're not being rude or anything. Like, well, maybe I would say they're being rude, but not intentionally, right? You don't do that. You know, this is a nice person. They want to help. They want to add to the thing that they like. But, like, people who are at that level and then get aggressive about it or pushy about it is bad. But unfortunately, people are like that.
That's where the difference comes in.
And then you as a creator can't go spite that person, right? Because now you're ruining the integrity of your creation, okay? And you have to a certain level, block out the fandom, okay? And if it is too much for you, but you still want to do... Mason, you never know, because I'm gonna talk about this in a second. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. And see, that's true, Allie. That's true. Exactly. You go to fan fiction. You go to fan art. You make your own fan fiction. You make your own fan art. 99% of creators are chill with that shit. Okay? And I will say there have been cases where people are being sussy about art and things. And unfortunately, you can't police that. Okay? You can make statements.
Nope.
Like you can say, like, obviously I don't condone XYZ ABC. You know, please don't ship these two characters. That's what happened with the webtoon, right? But then that creator, to try and stop the shippers, revealed that a big reveal of the mystery that the two characters were actually blood-related siblings. Just bad choice. I'm very sorry. It was obviously getting to them. It was obviously getting to them, but that was a bad choice. You either have to truck along and stop looking.
I feel like the best thing in my opinion, for that scenario, best practice would be to chug along and be like, all will be answered shortly. Please be patient. Thank you for your continued support.
Just keep trugging, right? If that is a comic that you want to make, if that is a content that you want to make, and the fandom is getting to a point where you're getting upset about it, you might have to just pull back and accept that that's over there. You know, nowadays, it used to be shows didn't have this level of interaction.
I would say the fandom
with people
has eclipsed Voltron itself.
Yes.
Like, I don't think anyone even refers to Voltron as much as they refer to their own headcanons and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
why am I tripping over my tongue?
A mild caveat. And the mild caveat, which is a good caveat, I think this is a good caveat. I find that if the content has not necessarily that I'm saying the content itself is inherently political, like you're not making a political commentary, but the idea of that your values as a person are very evident within the content you create, the space that you will manage will mostly be divided specifically into really chill people and the odd hater or so. And my example of this, and especially if you grow slowly, because I think there's two things that bring out the problem children, okay? And the problem children come out when you grow very fast, okay? We have gotten the odd one or two offhanded, slightly like negative comments of like, ew, furry art or some shit.
The two people who somehow ended up in the furry community, and they very clearly did not want to be there, but still commented. That just makes me laugh.
I've had like a couple of shorts pop off to the level of like in the 10,000, like the 10 to 15,000 views, where we've had one or two people being like, ugh, furry art. But then it's usually followed by like, what's wrong with furry art, man? You know, sort of comments. So you're still within the niche that you grew, right? You're still within the people seeing your content are the people who want to see content like yours, right? That's the space you want to be in. When you grow very fast, so I had that one TikTok that popped the fuck off and got half 500,000 views. Yeah, that's weird to say. Whew! That's a weird number to say.
Weird.
I don't like saying that number. Ooh,
you deserve it, Ori, but holy shit.
That was a lot of math. Wow.
That's a lot of math.
That had the most negative, or I would say negative comments. None of them, I would not say all of them were haters, but a fair amount of them are like, where's all the hate comments? Or like, oh, you know, like, you know, random shit like that. And, or like, I don't get this. Or like, why did he have to stick his tongue out? Or whatever. And it's just like, you are obviously not part of this community, right? Because I obviously know what this is. It's a transition animation meme. Like, it's very cut and dry. You know,
it's like, a transition animation meme, and it's based off of viral sound that has been used for transitions.
And it obviously got out of our normal scope of audience, right? When you have something pop off like that. I think it was the toothless comments. I think it was the toothless comments. I think that sort of
it definitely pushed us
out of the realm. But my point being is that made certain people come out of the woodworks because it ended up being shown in their algorithm, right? And they weren't in the community. And I think that's what
Yeah.
happens a lot of times when you have.
So that was our chance to grab them and
like that.
indoctrinate them into outcasts.
We did get a good amount. We did get a sizable amount of following. Obviously not like viral amounts, but like people followed the comic after that. So it was pretty cool. But my point being is that that was the only time I would really say we had like a big influx of people being negative, and it was still the vast minority, right?
And you know, we didn't entertain that.
And the other thing I want to bring up is the fact that like I'm a mod in another Discord. It's called Unbalanced Encounters Rally. Well, Rally is their most recent arc, but it's called Unbalanced Encounters, and they're a TTRPG actual play podcast, but it's actually like edited and all this sort of stuff. It's very lovelyly edited, beautifully edited. That's the word I want. But I find, and they just, someone made a comment recently where it was like, yeah, I think we've only had like 2 bad people in the Discord that we had to like, you know, like ban or whatever. And I was like thinking about that. And I was like, huh, that is like an interesting, like, why are some communities more like full of like bad eggs? Because I'm in another D&D related thing. It's D&D Homebrew. I'm, you know, Cinderblock Sally's Discord, where there's definitely been a lot more people that we've had to kick and ban and mute and all this sort of stuff. Same with, you know, yeah, no, they are rookie numbers, exactly. But versus like, Cinderblock Sally's, where there has been a lot more people that we've had to sort of cut from there. And now the communities themselves are larger. You know, the Cinders is much larger than Rallies, than Unbalanced Encounters, but the math is not, it's like the math is exponential, it's different. And I honestly think that the bigger part of it is less their individual size and more how their content comes across. And what I mean by that is when you listen to Rally, right, the only reason you, or any of their other ones, but I've only listened to Rally, when you listen to Rally and you come into the space, because that's the only way you're coming into the space through Rally, it is very evident what values these people hold, right? It is very evident the kind of people they are and, you know, their values as people. And those are obviously values that people align with, and then they come into the community. So it's much rarer to find people that don't align with those values coming into the community, and those are the people who will be the bad eggs, right? Are the people who are like against it. And obviously there's like hater things. Hello, thank you for looking respectfully, Enthuse.
Hello, Enthuse.
Yeah, I think we've also only banned 2 people on our Discord, and one of them was an AI art related content person.
Yeah, so all things considered, not too bad on our front.
Versus Cinder's content is D&D Homebrew, which where him as a person, I know where he stands, right? But he's also part of Rally, you know, Unbalanced Encounters, so it's also very easy to know where he stands. But the content he creates is very D&D Homebrew specific. Yeah, there was an AI bro briefly.
Oh yeah, we got an AI bro. I found him out
pretty fast. I'm like, I'm on it. But his values, I find, don't come across immediately in the content he puts out, right? Because it's very neutral standing, if that makes sense. And thus a lot of people from all sides of the TTRPG community can coalesce into the soup of his Discord server.
And they find their way in there.
More scum to skim off the top. So
what do we learn from all this? Stay small.
Stay small. There's definitely like a, I don't want to get that big.
Not that big. Maybe just a couple more people and then we'll be good.
In one specific circumstance, I want the YouTube video people subscriber number to get large, and the amount of people watching videos can increase. But
that would be good.
I don't want stream to get that big. Because I like being able to talk with you guys.
Oh, because then it would be so chaotic.
It would be very chaotic. Yeah, I'm definitely someone where it's like, I like small streamers because I like actually being able to talk with my streamer. I literally solely watch 2 other streamers ever, and I used to watch Cinder when he was much smaller, and then he got bigger, and it was just like, yep, you know, I wasn't super here for the content originally, I was here for Cinder, so now I'll be here over here, and just, you know, Cinder is in the existence periphery.
Lurkin.
Keep up with
A
everyone who's
certified and
also
honored lurk. ...
That seems like the middle
Yeah,
of a sentence.
exactly, Enthuse. More viewers, the more you have to keep who's
who
who
everyone
as
is.
well.
Yeah, that is definitely, like I said,
Even more chaotic.
the best. But there's one person I think possibly currently in the chat right now that I will never manage to connect to their Discord name. But I know there's 2 Discord names that I'm
It's
bad
probably
at
true for me too, and I don't
mix
remember
them
who
up.
you're referring to.
And I'm like, I know that we're branded, you know, branded peeps, so we need to have a brand, but like, damn, can't y'all have similar names? Please.
Please
Make it easy on
for
your
us.
content creators. I will say,
We have day jobs.
if you
It's
want to
hard.
be noticed by a content creator, I think the best way is to be the same name, the same avatar, and just consistently existing, you know, liking their stuff, commenting on their stuff. I'm trying to befriend 2 content creators right now, and we're trying. Want Blue Sky, like, replying to their shit, just being a normal person, but like, yes, we friends.
I
Come
think I
remember.
know which content creator that is.
It's the Reed's content creator, yeah. It's ZZ Sleeps. I want to be ZZ Sleeps.
Oh,
friend.
yes, I knew it. Because I remember you telling me about that one.
Yeah.
And then also, somebody had liked your, one of your arts
Critbit
on
did,
Tumblr,
yes.
I think.
It was because it was their, I added them because it was their thing. Guys, if it is relevant,
That was so cool.
if it is relevant, don't be afraid to at creators. And this is not just because I want to be added if you post like my fan art of shit or anything. But like, I mean, yes, we do. But what I'm saying is that like,
Yes,
in
please.
Discord servers, creators don't usually want to be added, right? Because they're in the Discord server. But if you're posting like fan art of a creator on like Twitter or fuck Twitter, I don't know why that one came first. On like Tumblr or Instagram,
Tumblr,
or you're
Blue
posting,
Sky.
yeah, Blue Sky. Or if you're like you used their class, right? And this is the fruits of your labor from taking their class, right? At them. Crumpet? Why are we talking about crumpets? Oh no,
I don't know.
Critbit is the creator's name.
Critbit.
Yeah, CRITBIT, and it was their
Yes.
character
That's what we spent
design
doing
class.
making time.
Yeah,
for the
that
longest
we were doing making
time.
time beforehand.
We were making time for the
Yeah,
Critbit class live.
Sarah is acceptable because the avatar is the same, and she was early enough. Yeah, no worries. She was early enough where we had very few people, but at this point there's enough people that it's like, if you're not the same, I don't know you. You need to have some through line, you know? Like, I'm sorry. There's only so much space in Ori's brain, and I'm good at remembering stuff with your name, but your chat name is the one I know the most. If your chat name is similar, like Enthuse is the enthusiast and Enthuse, you know, like, fine, that's close enough.
That I can follow.
But
that
if
makes
you're like
sense in my
Apple
brain.
on like Twitch, and then you're like, you know, man-eating monster on Discord, it's like, and you have 2 completely different avatars. I don't know who you are. I know you, Mason.
It's like, who are you?
You don't have different stuff though, do you? If you do, it's because I've just associated. But I think you have the same. You're Mason on Discord. Yeah, you are.
It also helps when people talk very distinctively on Discord. Like Mason, I think I'd recognize a sentence typed by you no matter what.
Yeah, the name is more important than the profile picture. But if the profile picture is the same on both, it's better. And the names are different, it's better than both being both different. But if you needed something to be different, I prefer your profile picture to be different across platforms. Yes! Exactly, enthused. I felt so bad. Esdrock. Because the other problem is I don't read it that way, right? Because saying Esdrock,
I did
right?
not pick up on the pun right away.
We did not pick up on it right away. I still don't know what I would call if you did, like, I wouldn't say backwards at backwards. Like, it's too many words already. Saying dichotomy is already, like, a lot. You know? So, like,
But it's memorable.
yeah, but
So,
but
like,
then,
I'm not going to forget it.
But then having backwards and then Esdrock.
It just doesn't.
Sad.
It doesn't connect in my brain because I constantly call them Esdrock.
Yeah, so it's an unrelated
my brain
word.
isn't like,
versus
well, that's
enthuse and enthusiasts are just like
backward.
slightly longer things. You know, they're very similar. Like if my name in
How
Discord
so?
was like origami, and then it's like, you know, it was like origami kami, like those are close enough, you know. I was trying to think of- yeah, they're close enough. But then if I was origami and then origami mommy, they're unrelated. Two different people. All right, Mars.
Oh, you're just making the clips really easy tonight.
Yeah, quote me. No, I need to get water.
You
I've
are
been
making
talking
the
too
clips
much.
so easy.
Mars, hold down the fort. I need liquid.
All right, will do. Oh, it's interesting, Maisie. I feel like everyone has a very distinct way of typing. Like, it's almost like I don't know. I could just hear the voice behind the words. It's kind of like when I'm doing fan fictions and I can hear the character behind when I'm typing. It's very similar to that. It's hard to explain. I think it's just because I've seen so many of your messages on chat, and that kind of goes for everyone. That's just kind of like when I go over to Discord, I'm like, yep, that's you. It just kind of stands out. Like, it could be distinct in a lot of ways. It could be like length, types of words you use, what kind of jokes you make.
How you separate your
Also in terms of like what you choose to respond to and what you don't. That's also what makes it distinct. Ah, we rang? Yes.
Yes, we did, apparently.
Ori rang.
No. Enthuse rang. But, see, I don't think
Somebody
I'd be
sent
able
out
to,
the
like...
S-Drop signal.
Yeah, really. I don't know if I'd be able to, like, if everyone's messages were put without their usernames, if I would be able to identify. But if you, with your username and avatar, started talking differently, I think I'd be like, what's up?
That's the thing. I feel like in order to figure that out, it would have to be like, here's the conversation. Everyone replied to this prompt. And then, like, because it's so tailored, we could probably figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that would kill me, Estra. Why do you have to remind me of that dark, dark day?
I can't believe it was that bad. Like...
Oh, it was bad.
It was... Like, I knew it was bad, but, like, that's a level of bad I did not expect.
Just... egregious. No show should air that much.
Yeah.
No show should ever air that much. Or at least if you're going to, could you please mix in the OG Teen Titans, please? And thank you to give our brains a little bit of a break from
yeah,
rotting.
They tried. Don't you remember they had one episode where they fucking made it in, like, the original Teen Titans style?
Yeah, that was bad.
I was so upset. I literally, like, turned on Cartoon Network.
I hated that episode.
To that show. To that episode. And I was like, this is new Teen Titans content? What is this? And then I, like, went back to the beginning and I was like, oh, it's just Teen Titans Go. Yeah, there isn't. There really isn't. Yeah, I don't know, Pastry, but I don't know who said that was okay. Yeah, I agree, Struck.
Corporate corporate approved it. Who else? They were like, show makes money, run it all the time.
Why, the question
Guys,
is,
this
why
is why
does
I
show
couldn't
make
be a
money?
paid voice actor, because I'm going to say what I feel about shows.
I think that you could be a paid voice actor, but
don't
maybe
know how
not.
voice actors do it when they're asked to go on like quote unquote bad projects. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
To my understanding, I feel like you could do it, and you could just, you would just turn stuff down. It might, hinder your thing, but like, I don't know.
Maybe, but not everyone has that luxury.
No, obviously not everyone does.
I've just always wondered about actors who are involved in like bad projects. So like, do you think the actors for the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movie ever say, "Oh yeah, that was bad. I saw it in theaters and I was like, I did not want to be in there."
There have definitely been people that were like disappointed about the whole thing. But to my understanding, there's been times where a lot of like, voice actors like didn't know the whole thing. Recently I learned about that, like when you're like a audiobook narrator, you like when you're like pitched a thing to read, to like narrate, you're not given a ton of information. You're given like a synopsis of the book and like, something very general. And it's not until you like accept, you get a copy of the book
that
to
they
read,
actually
and
tell
you have like a week. No.
What you're getting.
And they tell you that, oh, these characters like have French accents. You didn't know that when you signed up. You didn't know that it was going to be a character with a French accent, a Russian accent. You had no fucking idea. They just think you're magic, and every accent in existence could suddenly be pulled out of your ass. And that's why sometimes with audiobook actors, the accents are really not that good, because the person had no idea that they were signing up to do X accent that they never done before.
Ouch.
And it was the woman talking. She's like, yeah, I signed up for a book, and I need to do a German accent. And my German accent sounds like French. And I don't know what to do. But that's it.
Please send help. Oh, it's Doc. I know about Date Everything.
Yes.
I am excited for that.
We're very excited.
I am so excited for that. I think we have to play that one on stream.
It'll be a Mars and I think probably, but I want to look at the art direction and, I think the reason that we can't do it as a main thing is because the voice acting is kind of a big part of it. So
yeah. So maybe that'll just be a Ori, we hang out for the day and you and I play it and just
probably.
Vibe.
Probably. Yes, but that's a different, that's a different thing, Pastry Puff, right? Like there's a difference there, and I think the difference for that is like having authentic reactions to events happening and literally not knowing what you're signing up for, right? Like,
yeah.
If you didn't know that Laios needed like a British accent, right? And you signed up to be Laios, and then it's like, he needs a British accent. It's like, fuck, I don't have a British accent, right? Like, you could do okay if you study, but like, it ain't gonna be as good as somebody who like...
One is trying to capture realism. The other is, hi, fuck you.
Estrog, I think the main thing is that just the game in general is a large focus would be less on the gameplay and less on the stuff and more on the like and a big on the voice acting, right? Like the in-game voice acting, not us voice acting the characters. And so the like way we would play the game would be very different than what Dylan would be interested in. I think he could probably get behind a funny dating sim where we are voicing the characters, but I don't think he'd have a super fun or desire to do one where it's like we're just fawning over the like level of artistry involved in the game. Because that's what we would be doing, and it's a very different thing than every other game we play on this channel, so it would probably be like a completely side thing. And thus probably no Dylan. He wants to do the Ace Attorney. Speaking
Tragic
of Ace
as it
Attorney,
be.
did you guys see the Animini's? There's 2 of them.
Oh, the Animini from today?
Exactly. There was 2 Animini's in the episode.
Yes.
They're right next to each other, but it's 2 of them.
And they were so
But,
good.
I do find a lot of Dylan's enjoyment from the games that we play is from getting to voice act about it.
Mm. Well, because that's where the ad-libbing comes in. That's where
Yes,
we like
and that's
all
exactly the
get to riff
point.
and play off each other.
Exactly the point.
That's part of the fun.
That's exactly the point. If Dylan couldn't rib as easily, it'd certainly be not of a good a time for him.
It would be sad Dylan hours.
It would be sad Dylan days, yeah. So
And we don't want that. God damn it, why do I keep doing that? Hey. I keep drawing on the wrong layer.
if Mars and I play it, it'll probably be not a Friday stream at all, probably. And if a stream at all, I think it could be funny for us to just do it, Mars, and have it recorded, but maybe not even live. Who knows? We'll see. It depends on timing.
I feel like having it recorded and like hi guys, IRL, but we're behind the camera and you can't see us, but you can see what we're playing. That could be fun.
I don't know how we'd mic something like that. Because I feel like we just get picked up on each other's mics. That's the problem.
There is a way to do it. I've seen like 3 people do that
like
at once.
lapel mics, I think. I have one lapel
Yeah.
mic. Why won't this work?
Mic. Who's fighting you tonight?
Oh my god, the paint bucket kept lying to me.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Damn it,
exactly.
paint bucket.
Forget Alpha Lost days. We're talking Dylan sad days.
Nobody wants Dylan sad days.
I find the majority, we're talking about date everything pastry puff. I find a lot of games have the ability to turn down voice acting. I know that Tangle Tower and Detective Grimoire and all of that have voice acting, and it's supposed to be very good. And I'm sorry that we don't listen to them. You know, there is a part of me that feels a little bad. They put in time and effort, but it's like, I'm sorry, we're using the game for entertainment, okay, purposes, and not entertaining just us, entertaining you guys. If I was playing alone, I would probably have the voice acting on, but the ad-libbing is very important, and it's hard to do that when you're not voicing the character. And sometimes the funny voices come out when you voice the character yourself, you know? Yeah.
I gotta say, I love the voice that I gave, what was her name? It wasn't Harper, it was the witch in the woods.
Oh, yeah. It's not
I forget her name.
but something like that.
But I love the voice that I gave her.
She was great.
It's just like old bag if she was, well, she does speak fast, but maybe a younger old bag.
A slightly kinder old bag,
middle-aged
if you're
bag.
being honest. Yeah, no, paint bucket woes never go away. You can be better at them, and I could have done stuff that would have made it less stupid, like turning off the layer I was having issues with, but I was lazy. I don't want to do that. No, okay, I'm envious. Okay, Star of creator of the comic Cast-Off, okay, has like, she's shown this method of how she like colors her characters, and it's super fast because it uses like the paint bucket and all this and this other tool called like dust remover or something. And originally it's like I can't use the tool because I was on the lower version of Clip Studio Paint, and it doesn't you don't have access to that tool on the, like, I think Pro is the lower version. You need the EX version. But then I ended up getting the EX version because it was like on incredible sale, and like I want unlimited animation frames, please. And I mean, that's literally the only reason y'all have like Animini's like this is because I have Clip Studio Paint EX. If I did not, we would not be here.
It certainly helps.
I can't get the tool to work how she does it, and I'm very sad.
No.
Don't know the problem because I've given up. I got it, guys. I gotta tell you, I really shot myself in the foot with my art style because I could have colored so much easier, and I could have made animations full color so much easier if I didn't decide to use a slightly transparent line pen with the desire to have the colors shine through so it's not like a solid black outline. And I blame ABG Illustrates for it. Because it's all his fault. There's a reason, guys, that animation has solid black lines. And it's a reason
yes.
I refuse to give up. Because I like how my lines look. I do blame him. I blame him. He was like, yeah, I use the marker tool, and it's like slightly transparent, and it allows the color to show through, so you get this kind of like colored line art effect without having to color the line art. And I was like, this is all I ever wanted. I'm gonna do this technique. And when I don't do the exact same tool, I use like it's supposed to be like a pencil brush. I like that it's imperfect. It keeps my perfectionism in check. I will say, oh, that's an interesting thing to mention, is that a way I kept my perfectionism in check from the start of the comic was specifically being like, I'm gonna use a sketchy line tool so that it can be kind of sketchy and imperfect, and it doesn't have to look. If I use a solid line tool, then it all has to be perfect, and it'll never end. And you know what? Probably one of the best things I ever did for my art, because damn, that perfectionism went way the fuck down. Is it gone? No, but man, we really did something. I'm realizing.
And then it became your style.
No, their name is ABD Illustrates. I think it's their like initials. But I realize, draw half circles of eyes, which can be a pain. Gotta use the circle tool and then cut them off. That's the secret. Amazing. That's the secret. Oh, you're saying for the paint bucket? Yeah, I don't know how to help you there. Sorry. But I realized that we never answered Allie's question about character design of villains. We got
a backtrack.
Hella sidetracked.
That's like all the way back to the beginning of stream.
But I wanted to mention it. Oof, enthuse. What gotcha? What gotcha?
Which one, enthuse?
Which gotcha?
Which one did you get addicted to? There's so many to choose from these days.
So many. But so good villain design. I would say that any character, any design, the Pokemon trading card game Pocket Edition. Oh my god.
No!
That's even worse than what I expected. If I'm being honest.
I'm so sorry,
wow.
Enthuse.
That's rough.
That is rough.
That one's rough. But I think that any design can be a villain design if it juxtaposes the character, right? The main character. And I think, or one of the main characters. And so, like, I think that a very good example is King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. King Candy, and now he is meant to circumvent. Okay, he is meant to circumvent, but even when he becomes
he's
fully
a twist
evil,
villain.
He is a twist villain, but even when he does become fully evil, he's still really fucking colorful. Okay? Even creepy ass Bug King Candy is very colorful. And the reason that
that
it works,
thing is nightmare fuel.
the reason that it works is because he's separate from the bugs visually, right? The bugs are dark. You can see him stand out. He's the opposite of Ralph. Ralph has a very, like, neutral colors. He's got that kind of red and then mostly, like, browns and stuff. He's not got a lot going on. Even Vanellope von Schweetz has, like, one color. You know? Like, she's got a little stuff going on, but she's, like, relatively toned down. And then, of course, the other characters that we see on the good guy side are Fix-It Felix, who's basically all blue, and the woman that I can't remember her name, played by Jane Lynch, which is epic, but I can't remember the character's name for whatever reason, in the all dark, right? So it's a very different look. And so I find that his design did what it was meant to do. He had to blend into the candy people, but then when he becomes this weird bug thing, he's keeping that candy vibrant color stuff, but still being evil. That's with the bug bits, right? I find a lot of times having more limbs than normal is unsettling and can be an evil sort of thing. Imposing silhouettes can be it as well. Now, King Candy is not rather large as a character when he's a normal character, but he sits high up in things all the time, and his head is very large. Okay, that's like giving things in that way. When you think of Plankton, even though he's a villain, right, you see it as his voice is very loud. He even mentions this. He's a very imposing vocal presence that makes it like, oh, okay, he's on the evil guy side, right?
It kind of clues you in.
The Fire Kingdom, you see the villains as the villains, right? They have very pointy outfits, very pointy helmets and armor. It's very pointy. When you see Ozai in the end, he's shirtless, fucking stacked dude bro, very imposing, you know, fighting, menacing, you know, sort of things like that. Very pointy is a lot there. You also see it with, of
angular,
course, Azula.
I'd say.
Thank you,
Definitely
that's
angular.
Lots of triangles. You see it with Azula. You see it slightly in
whereas Aang and Katara and Sokka are all like
round.
a little more round faced.
They're very round. Even
very
Toph,
round
very
shapes.
round. And then as Zuko gets more good, he rounds out the hair.
Zuko,
very important.
Because of his hair,
Yeah.
it actually becomes more soft.
Exactly. Trying to think
Which
of
is
like
so
a
cool.
character that is, because I don't, triangles are very classically like an imposing shape, you know, points and angles and things like that are very classically imposing. I think that you could make any design a villain if it juxtapose, so if you don't want it to be a twist villain, right, I think you could still have a very rounded character design if your main character and your general main characters are very angular themselves. It's a juxtaposition, right? I think you can do it that way. Same with like colors or not colors. If you have,
well, the classic one I think of with the colors is Batman versus the Joker. When you get down to it in terms of shapes,
that's a good
the
one.
Joker and Batman are both very angular in their designs. Batman has the silhouette thanks to the hood. He's got those pointed ears, lots of triangles. And then you see in Joker interpretations, he's got that very narrow jaw. It's almost pointed at the chin, very angular again.
Pointed nose.
But then in terms of their color palette, pointed nose, exactly. But then in terms of their color palette, you got Batman. Bleh. You got, I almost said Black Man.
I mean, yes, but no.
Yes, but no. You got Batman all in black. Very dark colors, very neutral, hidden in the shadows. And then you got the Joker in these bright colors, these flamboyant colors. They stand out against all the shadows, against all the darkness of Gotham. Even in Batman the Animated Series, like you had all these reds in the background and the purple just jumped out at you, the purple and green. So that's another way you could do it. Ooh, trivia.
Why can't I find this line, please? Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
But
Mm.
this is something I like about character design.
That's my guess.
There are certain rules is bad. There are certain trends that you can see within characters that make them very easily readable off the bat and can make distinctions that you can see throughout, right? Like Hotsun being academic and having like a braid and things like that, you know, having these sort of things. However, I feel like there is a lot of leeway played that you can do if you justify why. And that can be with either the way the character is written, their background, right, where they come from, how they were raised, you know, and I think the only thing you have to worry about is that it won't be read as immediate. Not necessarily as easily, but like if I put Hotsun in a lineup, especially if I gave him glasses, right, immediately, that's the nerd, right? Like very quickly.
That's the nerd of the
group.
group.
That's the nerd, right? If you line up like Sinnit and Aster and Ferrix, you can definitely see how Ferrix seems to be less of an intellectual than, say, Sinnit is, right? More clean up front. Same with, you know, Milano, right? And these sort of things. And that is just sort of a right off the bat thing because we have these sort of predispositions and all these sort of things. But I don't think that necessarily is a meaning that if you have a intellectual character, they have to be, you know, clean and tidy and whatever. I mean, there's classically the mad scientist, but there could also just be like the neat NEET scientist, you know, like I think that there's a lot of leeway you can do. I think the biggest thing is how all of your character designs play off their environment and each other, right? No, that it is accurate, Enthuse. Yes, it is accurate. I wish Man-Bat was an inversion of Batman's color scheme. Yeah, that would have been pretty great. That would have been pretty funny. No, we stand the Hotsun with glasses. Hotsun with glasses. He has a face made for glasses. There's no question about it. But
his dad.
I mean, everyone gets glasses when they're older. I'm just saying, Phoenix without reading glasses is a bit of a crime. Just saying.
Oh, he has to get them.
He's got eventually.
There is not a world where he does not get them.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would say that as long as the characters play well off each other, your design can be kind of whatever you want it to be. Because I think that's the main harmony that is needed. You know, we talked about how like if your characters are a group together on the same side, they should have a through line. Right, that's very easy with uniforms, like we talked about Lothor's crew, but that's also very easy with like through lines shapes, okay? In the Outcast lineups, there's a lot of like straps and buttons that are very similar that you don't see in the other group that has a uniform, but you know, these sort of things. Yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing, Allie. Good contrast. But if you want the villain to be like a classic, like, we're not so different, you and I, having some similarities.
You might have some similarities.
Right. So, I think, you know, Zuko is a big one.
That helps tell your story.
Hunter is a good one, too. You know, having Hunter be younger, right, and having Zuko be younger, being the ages of the characters, you know, puts him at a level that is different than, you know, an older villain like Ozai or Belos, right? That's a level where he's
What's interesting when you have younger quote-unquote villains is that it introduces this level of sympathy and also this idea of, okay, they're at a crossroads. They could either learn better and follow the path of good, or they could sink even deeper and never get back out from that. And that's always a fun little dichotomy to play with when it comes to younger villain characters.
Yes, Major Puff, exactly. Glasses and facial hair for characters that can grow facial hair. Those are like very classic. Time has passed by now. How do we make this character look older? I will say,
Glasses,
I will not get
facial
over
hair,
the ability to make Edgeworth
or make
look
them change the
slightly
body
younger
shape. That's
than he
another
was.
one.
You know what I'm saying? That one is just really good. That one's beautiful design.
Like, you want to talk about an
stuff.
example of time passing? Sakamoto Days. They changed the character's entire body shape for
He's
that
great.
one.
So good. And he
He's
has a
so
mustache,
good.
though. And he has a mustache, though.
He does grow a mustache.
Very important.
He always had the glasses. He always had the
He
glasses.
did always have the glasses. Some tropes of like scarred villains, like villains who were like mentally scarred, or like with physical scars.
Or physically scarred, like they got scars.
You know how I got these scars. Blah, blah, blah.
I want to know how I got these scars.
Physically, yeah.
Physically.
Okay. What is happening?
Funny you mention that, Estra, because we're going to have characters that got some scars.
Well,
I
they
won't.
don't
I
all
won't
have
explain
scars.
how they got some scars.
Some
well, not
characters
all of
have
them,
scars.
But actually, guys, did you notice Ferrix's scar yet?
Yes.
Because Ferrix has some scars, and they've been on display.
Yes. Well, we've seen one of Ferrix's scars. We will see Milano's scars in port because of his outfit, which is beautiful. we stand Milano's port outfit, man. And then we have
We do so
three other
much.
characters that will have very interesting scar language involved as well. Addie has a scar. There you go.
Oh,
Yep,
yes.
see mystery.
Hmm. Yes, Ferrix's
Ah!
tail scar. You caught it.
Yes, pastry puff. Eagle eyes.
Eagle eyes, indeed. Or in this case, I guess we should say albatross eyes.
Yes. No, the
There's a reason
glasses
Aster is
are
the lookout.
great. Edgeworth had a face for glasses the whole time. You know,
Edgeworth had a face
Edgeworth
for
has a
glasses,
face
and
for
I'm pretty
glasses.
sure Gregory had glasses.
No, he did. We talked about it. We talked about it in when we see Gregory.
So,
we
like,
talked about it.
The genetics were in
Yeah.
place for Edgeworth to
Yeah.
have crap eyesight.
Yeah. Well,
And we stand.
As you age, you will need glasses. This is like a default fact. That's just how you physically age.
That's just how
So,
life works.
It makes sense. And not an epic duel or something?
Or are you making speculations about Ferrix?
Yeah, that's what Mason is. You get a scar. You get a scar.
Uh,
Well, see, there is.
I'll say this. It was gotten in a type of fight. It's actually
Yes.
pretty important to his backstory, and that's all I'll say on the matter.
Oh, less strictly a villain thing? Yes. I think Naruto did a lot of that.
Well, that's
I think
that's
anime
if we
does a
want to
lot of
touch
that.
upon like how beauty standards and villainy
Yeah,
are
that's a big one.
like the wires cross for that.
Oh,
You have a
no,
lot of
pastry puff.
intersectionality with that. Because like the early days of villainy, it was always like, oh, the old person, the ugly person, the person with the scars, that's the person you can't trust. That's the villain.
Exactly.
And I'm very glad we're moving away from that.
Yes. I find anime did a
Dental
lot
barrel,
of...
whoopsie daisy. That's me, pastry puff. Sorry, Outcast boys, you are traumatized.
I think it's very interesting to see who is the most compared, though.
Who has the most scars?
No, who is like most trauma boy. They all have very different trauma. And they're all, as we talked about
It's
before,
different
at different
kinds of
levels
trauma.
of healing.
But what? You're not being annoying, Mason. This
Never.
is the place to talk about it.
No, please talk about
It's
it.
Comic Corner.
I will say
See,
that
it's interesting because we gave very different trauma to each one of the boys. But at least the thing I'm hoping to accomplish and convey is that each and every one of them are valid in their trauma. Oh, yes, pastry puff.
Am I gonna absolutely blank about this? No, I'm not. Yes.
Ori.
I'm not
Ori.
I've watched it so long ago at this point.
It's okay.
But,
it's okay.
What was I gonna say? I find that you have to tread the line lightly with scars in any character these days. I find that a scar it's like a Chekhov's gun sort of thing. Because if you make an effort to put it on a character, it feels like there's going to be a reason behind it, right?
Mhm.
If that makes sense. Like, when a character has a scar, it feels like most people are gonna be like, ooh, why do they how did they get that, you know? And I think in certain
Surely
cases,
the author will explain that.
yeah, and I think in certain cases, having it be like a joke thing depends on what that character is like and the media that you're in. Because if you have a very serious character in a very serious media, and their scar is like a joke, that feels kind of weird. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, I
Yeah, no,
never saw Cruella.
100%.
But it's very like,
Okay,
you know,
I
it's
am
important.
curious, Estrock. What do you mean by a Cruella? I may be blanking. Maybe I'm
Like
suppressing the
Dalmatians
memory.
killing
Did
her
she have a
parents or whatever?
scar in that movie? But I don't remember her having a scar from the Dalmatian attack.
Oh, I don't know.
I do remember her mother getting killed by Dalmatians, which,
No.
good
and
God,
that's
for
a
a scene that
different.
was supposed to be heart-wrenching, it was unintentionally funny.
Well, Mason, I will say, one, well, you can argue that, of course, right? I have a scar on my arm that is nearly a birthmark, but it's basically when I was a child, I wasn't growing at the rate that they wanted me to, so they were doing the sweat test, and there's a heating element that's on a pad to make you, the baby, very young baby, sweat to do some sort of test. I don't know what it was. The thing slipped off the pad and burnt my arm, and I have this little a bow tie scar that has definitely faded over time, but it's still there on my arm where they did the test. Is that part of my character? No, it's not. But I also don't.
It's part of your history as a
now
person.
It's part of my history as a person, of course. But when I draw myself as an avatar, I don't add the scar, right? Does that make sense? It's not something that I'm part of me, if that makes a lot of sense. Where when I'm drawing an avatar of me to represent me, I want it to represent me, and the scar, even though I know it's something that I have, and I know it's something I'm not insecure about it, so it doesn't add to that in any way, and so I'm not omitting it purposefully. It's something I don't think about, so I don't add it, right? I have a scar on my finger as well. Dylan has a scar, on his finger as well, but they're not. Well, those I would say are a little more formative of the character that we are, but that's more of a storytelling, oh, you can see what kind of person we are through how the actions that led us to get these scars. It again isn't something that I make a point to put on my character sheet, right? And so when you're designing a character that has a blatantly drawn in visible scar that is evident when you're just normally looking at them, or revealed in some big way, i.e. Vash, when he takes off his clothes, his jacket, his shirt in the scene to reveal everything that he's got going on. That's an important moment, so we know that it's important. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That too, Pastry Puff. I
Because
don't think
it adds
anybody
more to the character. We already knew he was
normally-
hiding stuff. Now it shows just on what level he is because of how severe those scars are.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Scars that we get a lot of the time incidentally, like mine and Dylan's finger scars, like my arm scar, like Pastry Puff's cheek scar. I don't know how big yours is, Mason, but I'd assume that it's on the smaller side, aren't evidently noticeable when looking at somebody. If somebody came up to me and tried to clock me, even if I'm wearing a tank top where my scar is in a visible area, I don't think that that's going to be something that someone's going to take away as a first impression of me, right? So as a creator, whether that's a writer or an artist, making the effort to point something out in that way. Obviously, writing it is more pointing out than just drawing it, but making a conscious effort to add that to a character design is Chekhov's gun, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because
there's just some things that you have to explain when you do them in a story. Like, you don't just show off scars for the sake of showing off scars. When you do that, there's kind of this expectation of, okay, this is going to be explained like either as a throwaway or it's going to be explained in depth. But at the end of the day, like, there's a reason it's there.
There was something very interesting that literally just reminded me of, and that was a way to identify AI generated images that are trying to be passed off. And I thought this was a very interesting thing. And it was
Please
saying,
educate us.
when things are
I
there.
love these fins.
What are we saying?
I just saw Pastry Puff's fins in Sketchbook, and they're so cute.
Amazing.
There's fins.
I gotta go look at the fins. Hold on. We'll hold my point for a second.
Just look at the little guy.
Oh my god, look at the little one sitting on the line. Oh my lord above.
I love the one sitting on the line. I love the one on the cream puff.
I love
It's
the
just
one
so
sitting
damn
on the
cute.
line. He's so small. Okay. So what I was saying is that when you look at a piece of AI generated image, while say everything is technically correct, right? Having certain things that are like, why would a human put the effort in to put this here, right? And so there is like there's a very classic one, and it was about this Pikachu in Pokemon Stadium doing like a lightning bolt, and barring any like weird errors that are like, why would a person leave that in sort of thing for an art competition, there was like a little shadowy image that looked like a dude up in the lights of the stadium. And it's like, why would somebody make an effort to put a dude-shaped shadow up there, right? For a, like, official competition piece, right? And you go, oh, like, maybe it just happened. I feel like most artists, if you saw one, that's very unlikely, and doing random stuff does not equate to that obvious of a dude shape, you know, in a thing. But let's even say it happened on accident.
Looking at your art piece back,
you would notice as an artist, be like, why is there a dude up in the rafters here? Like that, let me not do that, right? So it's like adding little things as to like, why would you put this here? A human making art has to make an intentional point to add everything to their art, to add everything to their piece, to write everything down is a intentional moment. There's not a lot of accidents, not in that sense of having like fully fleshed things, right? You're not putting scars on characters on accident. You're not giving them glasses on accident. You know, you're not putting marks in the ship, you know, on accident, right? I'm not changing colors of the floorboards of the ship on accident. And
it's all very intentional.
It's all intentional. And the more things like that, the more effort that has to be physically put in, right? The more details that exist, the more effort that has to be put in. So they're going to be intentional. And that is an important part, I think, with character design and with, no, exactly, Allie, exactly. And that's why I hate the argument. I hate the argument of no idea is original anymore. It doesn't work that way. As a person, you are physically able to create things from nothing, right? A human made the very first cave paintings. Okay? I'm still a human. Just because somebody else somewhere else had the same idea as me, that's just a math problem. That's not meaning that I didn't come up with something on my own, right? So saying there's no original ideas, there's no longer a first idea. It's original to you, you know? But that's just
Well,
a
that's the
numbers
idea
game.
that everything is inspired by something
Versus-
else. But what's going to make it original is your perspective, your own take on it, the way you write it, the characters, the world, like all those little
it's like
details
you
that
could
make it stand out.
you could raise this is unethical obviously, but you could raise a person in captivity, quote unquote, right? In a box.
I love how you
in a
have to
room.
clarify this is illegal,
this
by the
is-
way.
Don't do this, okay? But you could raise a person
We
in
are
a
not
box,
condoning this.
and they would still be capable of making something from nothing, right? They've never seen themselves. They've never, you know, like in a mirror, they've never seen anything else but these four walls. They could still make shapes and things. Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint, Maze. I'm sorry. You know, you can get better plans. I promise. I mean, you could raise yourself in a box. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, but like, you know, that's your own volition at a certain point. No, Allie, I'm not condoning this. But they would still be able to make something. The AI generated images literally can't make anything without anything else, right? It doesn't exist. Somebody can never see the ocean and dream about it, you know, like make it up. Would it be right? No, probably not. But it's still you can have a thought about it. That's your excuse to please? It's not gonna work. Yeah, exactly. It's always been true, but people try to bring it up as struck, and it's a big AI bro thing to bring up and like, nothing's original, and it's like, no, it's not it.
Well, that's just ignoring the argument that, you know, put an effort into what you create.
Yeah, you're doing everything with intention. And so when you have designs with pieces, especially standout pieces, you do want to think about, as the designer, right, why is that there? It doesn't have to be a big, you know, what's the whole word? It doesn't have to be a big reason, right? But there does have to be a reason. I feel like I've gotten to the point. Yep, they do.
Yes.
Dogs are wild, man. There's so many weird dog shapes, guys. Oh my god.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh my god, I was talking. Okay, you're gonna leave me on a tangent,
varied.
Estrock. And that tangent is, I was just talking earlier. I'm trying to remember how we got to this point, but it doesn't really matter. I was talking earlier about how, like, I don't really draw, like, furry art. And, you know, whether or not you count the Outcast Boys, I don't really
We're
care.
talking about our haters.
Part of the furry community. It doesn't really, like, I'm not trying to define the line. I'm talking, like, classic furry, full anthro, animal-headed art. With, like, the classic, quote-unquote, furry art style. And I find that I struggle with animal heads a lot. I will say, recent Rabbit Man, Sharp with a C, came out really good, and I'm very, very proud of that.
Good.
But that's like the first time in like a long time that I haven't struggled with making an animal-headed character. And I find that
be proud of yourself. You did it.
Well, I find that the biggest issue I have is that I am biology trained. No S. CHARP. Ask Dichotomy about it. I don't know if he's still here or not. It's
Dichotomy.
Oh, it keeps saying kind of funny. I need to summon Dichotomy. Dichotomy. There we go.
Oh,
now it came up on the thing. It came up on the thing.
There we go.
All right.
You can't avoid us now.
Thank you. No, this is what I'm saying, S-Strike. This is what I'm saying. If I didn't struggle so fucking hard, I could be making millions. Honestly, totally want to go to a furry convention. Would be very cool. But haven't managed it yet.
Where did I put that?
But Where did Mars put her furry convention? I don't know. But,
Where did I put my ferrex?
her furry, see? But, what was I saying? Oh, I find that my biggest issue is I am biology trained, and thus I have a extra amount of care to have a level of accuracy, not an extreme level of accuracy, but a level of accuracy to differentiate the animals from other animals. And furries are escaping. Yeah, a lot of the times, yeah, Estrock. The community has bred a lot of high-paying professions, and thus the furry artists can charge a lot. You know, it is what it is. But I also find they're just more willing. There are a lot more curators of the arts because of like. No, it definitely is partially true though, Estrock. But I think the bigger thing is they're mostly like curators of the arts more than your average person, right? If you're in the furry community, you're definitely just more on the side of artists than your average person. But back to the thing. Everything in furry leans dog. And I love dogs, don't get me wrong. Dogs are great.
Very
dogs are great shape.
dog-esque.
Dogs are great. Wolves are great shape. Everything's great shape. But I'm sorry, the sharks look like dogs. And it hurts, not because I dislike how they look. They look good, okay? They're cute, they're adorable, they're great. The fin ears, adorable. Not upset about it. But the problem is they're not a shark anymore. They're their own thing, right? They're not an anther shark. They're their own thing. And so Ori wants there to be a middle ground. And I will say recently, I did just look up to prove this point to Doug. There were some more, like, anther sharks that I was getting behind. Let's see if I can find them. That I was feeling a lot more
examples, Ori.
than classic shark dog. Okay, we'll give... See, like, okay. Hold on. Let me save this real quick. Check in. I think everything's fine. Everything's up to above board. This, beautiful, gorgeous. That's not a shark. That's a dog with a shark tail. Okay? I'm sorry. That's not a shark.
I'm not reading shark.
That's a dog. Okay? Same here. Really fun. Really cute. That's not a shark. That's a dog. Okay? I don't know. They all have the fan ears. Where's the one that I liked that was really good? Why is it not coming up immediately? I'm very upset. You were like first page of Google when I Googled you 2 seconds ago. This is upset. Did I type it in differently?
Maybe try your search history.
I did it on my phone before. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, what did I type into Google to get the good shit and not this other stuff? None of this bad, it's just I want something very specific. You're beautiful, look at you.
Okay, Estrock, you just pulled a core memory from me when you mentioned Shark Tale.
Okay. Ah. I did put in different keywords. Okay, come on, we can find you now. Come on, buddy.
Wish
there
it
you
wasn't
are.
a core memory,
Hello, my
but
good
it
sir.
is.
Okay, now I will say, like I said, more recent stuff. Much more shark. Much more shark.
Oh, that's way more
Much
shark.
more shark. Much more shark. Right? We good. But I will say, a lot of shit leans dog. Okay. This is pretty shark. I'm happy with
I
this.
wonder if dogs just have the easier profile.
We just partially yes, partially we're just like dogs as like humans. Dog is good, you know? We like dog.
I mean,
this
that
is better
is
too.
valid. I can't
This
argue
one's
with
good
that.
too. That one's not bad.
Ooh. Gangster shark,
But
I
it's
like it.
it's very tough. You know, like there's a walk the line. And I will say vast majority of sharks, furries are just dog. You know? And it's tough. I get it. But let me look up like crocodile. Because this is what hurts me.
See.
Right?
Is it one of the monsters from Ben 10? Maybe. Those monsters were cool.
Let's find a good one. Okay. Minus AI. You're so sad.
Yep. Use my trick, Ori. Use my trick.
I can't spell, apparently.
Get that AI schlock out of here.
Alright, these aren't as dogs as they were in the past. But the shark is the big one. The shark is very dog.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to look this up. Ben 10 shark alien? Minus AI, obviously. Waka trout or rip jaws? I'm seeing like multiple
There's
ones.
a bunch of them.
Rip jaws isn't really giving me shark. I see the anglerfish.
Okay, why? This is so sad.
I see the fins.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
that's
it is.
definitely more
Okay,
anglerfish.
I just have to show this off.
Waka trout just makes me
I love
sad.
this character. Hello. Look at him. Look at him being a cutie. This is by... Where's your... Soda with 2 A's, caps. Look at him. He's great.
That one's got so much personality.
I love him. Soda with 2 A's,
Like that one feels like
caps.
it came out of Brand New
He's
Animal,
good
I gotta
shit.
say.
I like him. But yeah, it just goes very like... It's tough, you know? I find it to be difficult to balance the like, ooh, I want it to look good and cute and like anthro-y, you know? And then also like, but I still want it to be recognizable as like a caiman or like a fossa and not a cat, right? Jesus Christ, making like
Yeah.
fossa ferrex
Oh.
over cat furry it's just
The
like
number of people that have been like, is Ferrex a cat? No. He's not a cat.
got a shark monster you've made. Oh, we gotta see, Allie. Gotta post it.
Ooh. Please show off.
They're not a real shark. Go see if they can't walk backwards. You don't read shark? I don't know where we went. I've been lost.
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, you're talking about the alien? Let me look at this alien. Oh, yeah, he don't read shark at all. XLR8. No, he's like
XLR8? Let me check.
he's like bug man.
XLR8. Is this from Ben 10?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's from Ben 10.
he's skatey man.
Oh, I'm not getting
I'm
shark
not
from
getting
this.
shark at all.
He's cool.
Yeah,
He's
great.
definitely cool. But shark?
Oh god. Waka trout is horrific. Despise.
I was
Ripjaws-
looking at Waka Trout earlier, and I'm like,
Ripjaws is
Hmm.
okay. Shark Tank. Oh my god. This is... Forgot how wild.
that doesn't even say
Ben 10
Shark
shit.
Tank. That says Snark Tank.
Oh, Snark Tank. Jesus. I mean, makes sense.
What is this one? Sniddler Rodontus?
Mm-hmm.
Snidlerodontus.
That's the species.
When did
I
this
think.
one?
Snidelorodontus.
Okay. Snidelorodontus. Just saying that sounds right fast.
Snidelorodontus. That's the species that Snark Tank is.
Okay, so considering Sharknado is captioned by Ben 10 Fanfiction Wiki, I'm gonna say probably not canon.
Like a slur.
Also, it's called Sharknado.
Yes, no, I don't think so. If they can walk
What a
back.
rabbit
okay,
hole
we
we've
make
gone
more
down.
sense now, Estrog. Always. Is Allie putting in her shark monster character? Shark character? Oh, yes. Ooh. Mouth
Let's see, let's see.
Ooh. It
Mouth
gives,
tummy. Ooh.
what does Gibble turn into?
Gibble,
Gag.
guard.
Garchomp. It gives Garchomp, which is
Garchomp?
good, because Garchomp also shark. We stand.
Yeah, very good.
We like mouth tummy. Yes, Garchomp.
You gotta take advantage of the mouth tummy.
Yes, Enthuse, thank you. Are you crazy? I don't know.
Did you see the fan art?
Wait, what?
Wait, did you see the fan art?
No.
It's fan art.
Oh my god, we're adorable. That's wow. Oh, we're so cute.
That is too cute.
Oh my god.
Okay,
we're so
that's
cute.
going in a folder. That's going in a
We're
folder
so
immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
Thank you,
Oh my
Allie.
gosh.
Oh my god, we're so cute. Okay, I need to
Ori,
stop
you
looking.
asked for fan art, and
I mean, I always love fan art, yes.
you have gotten your wish.
Jonathan, welcome. Hello. We are moderately talking about
Welcome,
Pokemon.
welcome,
We're not talking
Jonathan.
about anything super specific.
We're just kind of jumping all
We're
over the
vibing.
place.
That's what Comic
Tonight.
Corner. That's what Comic and Chill is. No, I think we're good here. Look, I did it. I did a background. Woo. Maybe. I don't think I have any more banisters. Sadly. No, I did all the easy
Sadly.
ones.
I thought you were out of banister hell.
No, Mars. Banisters was the easier background than having to make actual full.
Oh.
I guess you're technically a banister.
I mean, you do have to draw an anchor.
Yeah. I also have to draw a ship wheel with epics in it. Love, hello, boy.
Enthuse, Mars doesn't do the 5-minute sketches.
Ori did it. What did Ori do?
You finished the banisters.
Oh, I finished the banisters. I would be very curious as to what Mars would come up with the 5-minute sketch. It is a skill, guys. It is Dichotomy is not here, but a year ago, right? Dichotomy is like, oh, if you got to table at a con, like you could do like the drawing, like art live, and it would like draw people in. This is not for any contest, John. You can read it now. It's up on Webtoon. If you don't like reading, though, there is a dub that is sadly very behind, and I'm sorry about that, but there's a lot of shit that Ori has to do. But it is existence.
There's so much.
And you can read it out. And we're getting a website. It's happening, guys. I gave our web designer a bunch of
There's
pictures
even more
to work
progress
with.
happening.
Oh my god, I have to do even more. But oh my god, it's so cool. It's gonna be so cool, and I'm excited. Very fun. Oh well, I don't know about that, Esdrock. I cheat, and by cheat I mean I draw the banister bit, like this piece, in a different canvas altogether, and then I just copy and paste them on because I ain't drawing them over and over again. Sell out, Ori. Sell out to my own comic. Yes, I'm a shill.
Pastry Puff, how do you make scrambled eggs differently from the normal way?
Are you trying to follow Gordon Ramsay? I'm just not particularly cultured as drunk.
I'm just wondering what's the normal way of making scrambled eggs?
You shove them in a pan and then you nom nom. I don't know.
Ori, I feel like you skipped a step or two.
Okay, crack egg. In bowl.
Crack egg.
Whisk egg.
Whisk, whisk, whisk.
Whisk very
Pour
hard.
in hot pan.
Pour in with
butter.
It has and not oil. Butter.
Oil bad, butter good.
Butter good. Not because of any weird health reasons.
Push.
Oils will make
With
the egg stick
spatula.
still. The butter won't make it stick. That's a science reason. Oh, I get it now.
And then push, push,
Strong.
push around with spatula, break it apart, and then
Yeah.
boom, scrambled eggs.
Done. What other way is there?
I don't know what other way you could make scrambled eggs.
Egg instructions.
Putting them in a
crayon
Ziploc
eating
bag
tips.
and just shaking them.
Instructions unclear. Eggs became soup. I don't know. I don't know how I want the perspective of this to be, actually. I think I need to do it like
Okay.
this.
Enthuse says, crack egg in pan, pop yolk, stir until fluffy. I mean, yes, I believe that's a normal way.
Well, I like to whisk
Added
first.
salt and black pepper while mixing. Ooh, I do that too. May have put too much pepper. Then mixed, thought
Oh.
it's fine, poured in pan. Realized one egg yolk was completely unmixed and had to fish it out. And the recipe is missing milk. Well, pastry puff, my recipe is missing milk for a reason.
Yeah, Mars
Lactose
can't.
intolerant.
I like milk in my eggs. Whole milk only. Any other one, no. I was once told
I
by
use
some
lactate
random
milk.
person.
I don't really like it with eggs.
Milk?
Also, I gotta save that for cereal.
Oh, lactate specifically.
Lactate
It has a
just
flavor.
isn't that good in eggs.
It
There's
has
definitely
a flavor. It's not right. You gotta
and
do
I
it
feel like
right.
the butter is more than enough. Like that's all the dairy my body can handle.
Does butter have? I guess it has milk fat. Does butter have lactose in it?
Yes.
Oh shit!
I swear it
I
does.
now
Does butter
it's just
have
fat.
minus? Butter is very low in lactose.
Okay.
With 1
damn.
cup offering only 0.1 grams. Okay.
So barely,
all right with that.
barely anything. Okay, like come on.
So why the hell is my family buying the plant-based butter then? We could have the good stuff.
You could have normal butter, yeah. Like I know you're
my
not
family
like
is
intolerant
insistent
to
that there's
anything.
lactose in butter.
Like you got some resistance.
Well, guys, that's the fun thing about lactose intolerance. I think I've said this before, or I've said it to someone. I don't know who. But basically, lactose intolerance just means that your body isn't producing enough of the enzyme that breaks down the protein in lactose. So everyone's limit can be different. My body produces enough lactose to have
Lactase.
1 scoop of ice cream. It does not produce enough enzyme for
Nice as drug.
2 scoops of ice cream. It's interesting how that works, figuring out your limits. Okay, that's good. It's not bad, pastry puff.
Mars. Parmesan
Yes.
cheese has very little lactose.
Oh yeah,
too.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Parmesan cheese is a
I
good
just
one.
ended up accidentally
We do have that.
obtaining coconut yogurt, which has no dairy in it,
Ooh.
and it's just made of coconut. And I was skeptical at first because it wasn't what I wanted to have. But honestly, both the flavor and consistency incredibly on par with regular vanilla yogurt. Because that's my sole like issue with like plant-related stuff is they're never as creamy. You know what I'm saying? Even coconut milk, it's not as creamy as I need milk to be. Right? Like it's not as thick. There needs to be a level of thickness to it, right? The yogurt, like I said, the right consistency. So I'm pretty happy with it. Would I switch? No, I don't think it's cheaper than regular yogurt. But if it was, I'd have no qualms. And none of us are lactose intolerant in my household. I gotta keep drinking that milk so it never happens to me.
I drank the milk and yet it still happened. The genetics were stacked against me.
Yeah, well, yeah, you You got the short end of the stick, Mars. You know, not gonna lie. No offense to Papa Mars,
No,
but
no one got the shorter end of the stick than Papa Mars.
well, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
when he was growing up, lactose intolerance wasn't really known. And you know, the whole thing back then was drink your milk, you're gonna get strong bones. You need them for strong bones, you need your calcium. So even though my dad got sick, like very, very sick, every time he drank milk, his family still forced him to drink milk. Because they were like, you'll get over it. You need your calcium, boyo. And now Papa Mars can't even stand to look at a glass of milk. I have had days where I'm eating cereal, and you know how you finish the cereal and there's just a bowl of milk left over? He'll literally be like, Mars, can you please take that in the other room? I can't look. I can't look.
Poor Papa
Poor
Mars.
guy. Poor Papa Mars. He has suffered.
He has suffered. No, God, at this point in time, okay, in this day and age, if you don't believe your child is like, I will throw up, I don't care if it's allergy or not. If it's literally just like, I have a physical just reaction to it, just let them not eat it, guys. Okay? They don't have to eat everything. Oh, that's back to Apothecary Diaries, bringing it back around. They have a talk about allergies in one of them. And they don't use the word allergies because it wouldn't exist in the time period that they existed. And they don't have the word allergies. But Mao Mao is very knowledgeable and she's brilliant and we love her. We stan. Oh, she's got such Arrow Ace vibes too. So good. But it's really cool to have them talk about like allergies in like a very matter of fact, like, no, people have this sort of issue. And, but never actually use the word allergy. Very fun. He's traumatized it. Yeah, exactly, Allie. Caseist? Caseist? We call it lactose intolerant and not caseist.
Well, one is definitely easier to say than the other.
What I think is interesting is where the line between lactose intolerant and like allergy is. Because it's not the same, but people can have similar reactions to other things and be allergic to them, right? Saying you have like tummy upset and, you know, relative like digestion related issues from eating literally any other food, you'd just be allergic. But with lactose, it's like, you're fancy. You're not allergic to dairy. And I guess the reason for that is because you're not, like, having an immune response. You're just unable to digest.
Well, you're not having an immune response. You're not going into anaphylactic shock.
Well, a lot of people are allergic to things, but don't go into anaphylactic shock. But they'll get hives, or they'll get, you know, like they'll throw up, or you know, they'll have like indigestion.
But it's like you
issues.
said, it's specifically
like
your
body
response,
I guess.
recognizing it as like, oh, this is a foreign entity, we must take care of it. Whereas with lactose intolerance, it's like we don't have enough shit to process this.
Literally, just can't do it, man. Sorry.
Yeah. Literally just you overloaded the system.
Yeah. And that's why I have to drink so much milk, so I can never have this issue and it'll never go away.
I would say Ori has succeeded on that front.
Yeah, I have. And I forever will, because literally thinking about it right now, I'm like, glass of milk.
Milk. Ori wants milk.
I drink 2 cups of milk a day. Plus a significant amount in tea. Like it's not a negligible, you know. It is an amount in tea.
'Tis a very grand amount.
You can eat some yogurts though, right, Mars? I'm pretty sure like some yogurts are lactose free. Greek yogurt?
Yogurts I've never really had too much trouble with, surprisingly.
Yeah. The way because the process is they are broken down, to my understanding.
Yeah.
In the making of the yogurt with the culture.
What kind of tea? Oh, all kinds, John.
Yes, I drink lots of different kinds of tea. Today I had chamomile because I've been having tummy upset for some god unknown reason. And that's supposed to help, but also I should just be a better sleep person, so that should help too. But I'd say I most often drink specifically Newman's Own black tea. It's better than Lipton by a significant amount. It's not like high end or anything, but it is, you know, very good for what it is. I think that overall I prefer black teas to any other kind of teas, and I will say second is probably white and herbal are tied. I'm not the biggest green tea person, and I find the reason for that is I'm very sensitive to the bitter taste. Like, I can't drink coffee. No matter what you do, it's bitter. If you steep my tea for 1 minute too long, it's bitter. I can't do it. It's literally disgusting, and there's nothing that can save it. No amount of sugar, no amount of anything. Can't do it.
She's like, it's gone,
yeah,
inedible.
Allie, I kind of am. Nice, Mason. But, you know, I like oolong. Dylan loves chai, which is a black tea in the end.
Oh, chai is really good.
But yeah, I would say black tea is probably my favorite. I definitely don't drink tea for the caffeine explicitly, though. I'd love having, like, a cup of, like, decaf black tea or, like, herbal tea or anything.
Oh, I want tea when I'm, like, going to bed.
I like tea
I don't
all
want
day
it when
long.
I'm waking up.
I have a tea in the morning, and I have a tea when I get home from work that's like oh, I look forward to that. And then I usually have at least one more tea before going to bed. Not immediately, but like I like to have tea for stream, or I like to have tea for when we play, you know, Pathfinder, or you know, things like that. On weekends I might have 4 cups total, because I might have a second midday one where like I would be at work and I can't have tea now. But that depends.
But now
on
you
when
can
I do get
have
up.
tea.
Exactly. Yeah, a regular chamomile. I will say I mostly don't drink chamomile though, Estruck. I know that I know the joke. This one you don't have to explain. I'm cultured. But normally I don't drink chamomile to go to sleep. I drink we have a tea shop, and one of the ones they have is called Smooth Seas, I think it is. And it doesn't have, I don't think it has any
really
chamomile in it, actually. I think it has valerian root and some other things that are also like sleep aid related stuff. That one I like a lot. I will say, I used to drink my sleepy tea, whatever it would be, much sooner than bed, much closer to bed. But now these past few days, because I've been drinking the chamomile for like digestion related purposes as well, doing it like multiple hours before, is like, wow, no, it really hits later. It takes a minute. I don't know if that's for everyone,
It's like it
but for
kicks
me
in a
it
little
definitely
bit.
takes a minute. Like, I drank chamomile tea at the beginning of stream. I would say that by time stream is over, I'm actually gonna be tired instead of usually like wired. By the end of stream usually energizes me. So, oh, Allie, so the joke is that there's a character in Ace Attorney Investigations 1-2. Yep.
1-2, yep.
And there's a character, and her name is Cammy Meal, and her whole thing is she's very sleepy.
And she's very sleepy
the whole time. Little sleepy eepy, yes.
But is it just an act?
No spoiler.
I mean, we finished the case, so we know.
We know. Aha! Ah! Alright. Can Ori get another background done? I think this is gonna be the off-wood color.
I need to finish the Spherix.
That you do, Mars. That you do.
How many panels did I get done tonight? Gotta recount.
I'm so behind, guys.
And Mars has been
I've been bad.
trying to be good with the comic this week.
I've been bad for many weeks. Fuck you, paint bucket. There we go.
The betrayal.
Being a bitch. I'm sorry.
I will say this. Spherix's hair is easy. he doesn't have the two tones like Aster does or like Hotsun does, like no stripies like that.
Or
But he
Cynic.
does have the darker bits at the bottom. But they're so easy to fill in.
This was not intentional, but Milano's the only group of the boys that doesn't have multi-tone hair. It's 99%.
But it
because,
honestly worked out.
You know, for the callers, they all have like variation in their colors. Ferrex, technically Fossos don't have a lot of variation. I definitely pushed it with Ferrex because he needed to have a little intrigue going on, and I will say his hair looked kind of weird when he had like nothing going on because it's just very light.
Yeah, he needed a little something something. And that's how we ended up with our boy.
It was on the Plain Mason. You are now cultured. Join us in the ranks, Allie.
Yes.
Doodles.
You one of us.
I'm sorry, I was reminded of the cute little doodles. Am I drawing on the wrong layer? I am. I will say,
what I wanted to do.
there's like a level of pride when like it's our avatars that get fan art and not like our characters. That's like a different level because of course Mars and I are making like characters in a comic, and that's how I always think of fan art, right? Is like of characters. But so when it's like our little avatars, I'm just like, oh, that's so cute.
I was like, oh yeah, we can have fan art of that.
Oh yeah, definitely, Allie. Use up that reserved table. I was so happy you used it for Mob.
Yes.
So fun. It's fun to have other people writing stuff in the reserve table that we can read. I love when Pastrypuff does an update and I'm like, I can read this! Because 90% of the reserve table is always like talking about, like we play Ace Attorney and then everyone like goes into the Discord about Ace Attorney we haven't played and I'm just like...
And it's just like, we can't read that yet. Sad days. When it's like shows we recommend to you guys, like, ooh, we could check this out and see what your thoughts are.
What's your this is a question for Allie. Allie, what's your level of spoiler okayness? Is like, so like knowing Chamomile is a character, Chamomile is a character. Is that an okay level? And you just like don't want the story spoiled or anything? Or would you rather be as like Pastrypuff as in the dark as possible? That's the question. Cause we could put up the spoiler stand. Honestly,
yes.
I'm a little sad that Twitch and YouTube chats don't have the spoiler like blackout bar. They should, and it just should be off for like mods. Nice, Allie. All right, good to know. Good to know. We won't spoil any lore or case related things. Honestly, we don't talk about it that much, so.
It doesn't come up too often, just when it's like relevant.
I don't know the Apollo rubber ball meme.
Okay, Ferrex, I think you're gonna be my last one for tonight.
It's really funny, Pastrypuff, to look because I'm of course watching like our videos from like way in the past now, and we're so ahead. And Dylan is Gumshoe, and he has the line, and he's like, like, I'm just gonna be like your other whatever's thieves and all this sort of stuff. Oh, dang it, Enthuse, you spoiled it. You spoiled it for me.
How dare.
Oh, I see. No, I have not seen that meme. But, sounds good, Allie. We can do that. Yeah, and you're Ace Attorney, right? Ridiculous. Can't believe that you spoiled that for us, Enthuse. How unkind.
How dare.
Yeah, so going back and like seeing what we like called, and it was like, we didn't know about Kay, but Dylan being like, Gumshoe being like, all your sidekicks are like thieves and whatever. And it's like, I'm over here now in the future knowing about Kay, and I'm just like, he was righter than we could ever think.
Like, damn, he was on it. I'm
glad.
still proud of myself for calling Matt on guard.
Shh. No. Shh.
Oh, shush.
Oh wait, no, that one would have been 2. I think so.
I thought-
Allie has played
I
that
thought
one.
they knew.
You're right. You're right. Allie has played that one. I'm trying to remember. It's all a blur.
Okay, we need this.
You haven't seen the extra case that plays. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, you finished 2. Good, good, good. You finished 2, but you didn't play Rise from the
Okay.
Ashes. Okay, okay. Is there a reason, Allie? You couldn't?
Now we
You
got
don't want to?
a bit of a timeline.
Impressed with the 1-4. I've lost the thread. I don't even know where we are. The 1-4 prediction. Oh, of Edgeworth being the cult. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was funny. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was good.
Ooh, okay. I'll try currently pastry puff. What I can do is definitely when it comes up again, I can mention it as well. I know that there are multiple ones about the pants. I know that at the beginning of 1 of 2-4, where we get the picture of the Nickel Samurai, I'm pretty sure it's me. I say something of like, look at the pants, as like, oh, look at his ankles. I say shit like that. Good night, Mason. And obviously that comes back around. So I make multiple jokes about that. It's the pants.
New game.
Okay, I could definitely, starting with 2-4, I can do that pastry puff. Anything before that, I can't, solely because I'm probably not going to watch them again anytime soon. But I do have to watch 2-4 again to do the redirect. All the ones before that, I can are out of the thing. Like a brick joke. Yeah, yeah, that. I also called the fence, but that's not from much later games. I think the biggest random one is, I think one of the biggest ones is when, I think it's in 1-4. Dylan is saying something along the lines of like, oh, next the ghost is the... Two.
And then it was.
Yeah, that happens. We're talking to like Grossberg about it. Okay, sounds good, pastry puff. But yeah, definitely starting at 2-4, I can clip stuff. I'm assuming you don't care if they're like in a YouTube video, because they're not gonna be in a YouTube video. I could give you timestamps for a YouTube video, but otherwise I could just send you clips of stuff. You haven't finished the first game. Playing out of order.
Snap.
It's okay. You remember that? Oh yeah, you're rewatching them, aren't you, Struck?
From our awkward beginnings to where we are now.
Indeed. Speaking of cool
Sometimes
shit.
I go back to rewatch the very first one and I'm like, God, we were playing it so straight in the beginning.
Oh yeah. We had to unlock Dylan, and we needed to gain a little more of chat shenanigans to make Dylan really want to perform. It's like trying to poke Dylan, and he's like, yeah, he's having a good time. But guys, the second y'all started showing up in like Turnabout Big Top, Dylan's like, I actually enjoy doing this. I actually want to do this now. People like my puns and are having reactions. Estruck is a Face fan? Ah, you haven't watched it in the first place. That's okay. I've probably watched them the most times, and solely because I have to do it 3 times. I have to experience it once, I have to watch it to edit it the first time for the episodes, and then I watch them all again to do it for the redirect. And then of course that's not counting how many times I have to watch it in between to edit them. Dylan unlocked, indeed. Dylan locked in when he got unlocked.
Yes. That he did.
Go to that case or just start the 3rd game. Rise from the Ashes is fun. It's very long. You'll get more. I don't know if Emma shows up in the second trilogy, but Emma does come back in Investigations at least once.
Emma comes
so
back,
you would notice
yeah.
her there. But again, it's not like a big deal if you don't know who she is because like only Edgeworth kind of remembers, so it doesn't really matter. I enjoyed overall the case. It definitely feels like not at the egregious level of Voltron. Oh, and Meekins, you're right, and Meekins. It's not at the egregious level of Voltron, but it definitely like tripped at the end. It wasn't bad, but it had the potential to be amazing, and we're just kind of salty about it. We have ranted a significant amount on this, and we can't rant very much without spoiling it, but like, there's been a lot of rants.
If you want to see our reactions, go watch it on YouTube, because we were pissed. Ori and I were so pissed. Even on the day that Ori's parents took us out to celebrate the debut of Outcast, Ori and I were still ranting about it.
It's not a bad ending, right? If that makes sense. It's like the person who is the culprit like makes sense, and we're like fine with that. The breakdown is unfortunate, and that's it.
Yeah. No catharsis.
Enthuse doesn't like Turnabout Sisters, though, so I don't know.
Ooh.
I'm messing with Enthuse. Rise from the Ashes is good. I enjoy it. It is definitely good. Yeah, I know, right, Estruck? That Enthuse is a fake fan. He hasn't watched our playthrough of that one. At least last time I talked about it. I'm calling you out, Enthuse. I don't actually care. Guys, the fact that you guys come to stream is pretty epic. The fact if you ever go back and watch the videos again is really wild. You know, in my head.
It's incredible.
That's great.
Absolutely nuts.
Crazy stuff. Because I'm very on the I do content creation to be completely selfish for me only, not for Mars, not for me only. And then it's a benefit when y'all are like cool about it, and you're like, oh yeah, we like this shit too. Because that's literally the only reason.
And you guys are vibing like we're vibing.
The only reason
it's a good time all around
that the videos exist is because I'm like, I want to experience this again, and I would never watch a stream VOD, so I want to be able to watch my streams again.
This is Ori's solution.
What are our Ace Attorney hot takes so far? That's hard because I kind of avoid the fandom
Ace Attorney
like innately to avoid spoilers. I definitely like particularly specifically don't purposefully engage. So I wouldn't really know what like is common or not, if that makes sense.
I feel like a hot take would be Phoenix and Edgeworth are straight.
I think that's a good way to do it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What counts as a hot take? Well, Allie,
that's not my hot take. I just feel like that counts as a hot take.
Are the compilation. Right? So all of the redirects are our funniest, goofiest moments from each case. Okay? So yeah, exactly. Enthuse on there too.
In a nice little package just for you.
I can go to playlists. There's actually a playlist with all the redirects.
Yes. Guys, we're so professional.
I'm so professional. They're my favorite cover arts to do. I love the redirects. I actually like multiple times watch the redirects because they're really funny in my opinion. Why can I not find? There they are.
Oh, I'm with you. I watch them so many times.
Yeah, there are 6 redirects currently because when I finish one case's edited videos, the redirect for the previous case goes up. That's just like a timing thing. Yeah, these are the redirects. That's the playlist. I don't know what I would say is the worst. I don't think I have a worst case as Drock, so I would have to agree. I don't think Big Top Turnabout is as bad as everybody says outside of specifically the I wish they didn't do the thing with Regina and Max.
Yeah.
And
But I honestly really liked the
everyone else.
characters.
But overall, I had a good time.
I thought Acro was very unique.
Acro was fun. I loved the characters were an enjoyable time. They were fun casted characters. Yeah, no, that's exactly my like main gripe with it. I don't think I really have any other gripe with that except why did Regina have to be 16? I understand the naivety thing, but I feel like it would even be more heartbreaking if she was like 18 and like was so naive. I feel like that would hurt
And thought
even more.
about the world that way.
Yeah, I feel like that would hit even harder. So it's like, I don't know. She didn't need to be 16. I could see something where she is 18 and they like think she's 16 and she's like, no, I'm 18, silly. And it would be like, oh, fuck. Okay. You know?
Yeah, but that also doesn't help because, like, if they think she's 16, she's actually 18. It's like, but they still like crushes on her.
When Acro showed up, I think we were all pretty sus about him being the person because we were like, who else is it? I know we wanted it to be Mo. Because that would have been fun. But I wasn't upset with it being Acro. Acro's breakdown was good too. I think that's very important to me. You know. And that's solely why our biggest gripe with the...
Well, the breakdown is the catharsis. The breakdown is the reward for having gone through everything.
With Rise from the Ashes is that the breakdown was not cathartic enough. That's it.
That's why Rise from the Ashes just felt so empty to me.
To be not in anything. We loved the
and
characters
the 50-50
were funny.
that they don't telegraph as a 50-50.
The dynamic. Yeah, well, it's a different thing. 50-50s. Is that a hot take?
Maybe this was just an Ori thing, but the luminol was painful.
Yes, the luminol needs to have a bigger hitbox. Hot take.
I don't know if that's because luminol was broken or Ori just is not good at luminol, but that was painful.
Possibly it's a turning hot take. I enjoyed the like little added things in Rise from the Ashes, even though I did have luminol issues. Yeah, the luminol highlight really is great. Yeah, it was funny though. But I liked the fingerprint dusting. I actually wish there was like a higher level of fingerprint dusting. That one felt like they kind of just threw it in there at the end. It was cool, but I do wish I could dust more things for fingerprints, you know, versus like having to specifically, like I'm a little sad that one handprint wasn't really something I could fingerprint because I should have been able to, because that would have been funny. But I liked the gimmicks overall. I didn't like how they were translated into PC. The vase is painful solely because I couldn't physically rotate it around. You know what I'm saying? If it was arrow keys,
was hilarious.
We would have been fine.
Why couldn't it have been arrow keys?
Yeah. Oh, and Allie, don't watch the redirect for a case you haven't seen because it will spoil it. Not necessarily guaranteed, but almost definitely. Because it goes through the whole case. But yeah, compared... I don't know. Enthused did stats once upon a time, but like... The redirect is like a very small portion of how much is actually in the video. And it has nothing to do... It is unrelated to the plot. I don't attempt to carry forth any plot with it. It is literally just, haha, funny joke. Literally how they're like made, is I go back and I rewatch every episode that I have edited. Usually on 2x speed. But I rewatch every single episode and I cut out the portions that I think are funny. And then I force Dylan to watch it. And Dylan kills your darlings, and he cuts even more of that down to what we're at now. There are a couple jokes that I'm like, no, I veto this. You can't cut this. I like this joke. But most of the times he's good. Pastry Puff, back on quickly the sort of like prediction thing. How far? There you go, 10%. So yeah. So there's not that much time. The Rise from the Ashes is currently the longest one. It has the longest amount of episodes. I'm curious how long the Farewell My Turnabout would be, because it has a lot of episodes too. I don't think it hit the amount of episodes Rise from the Ashes has, though. We're not at the end yet, though, so who knows. But, yeah, Pastry Puff, if you're still, around, do you want stuff where we predicted it for the case we were on, or solely where we were being completely unserious and it predicted something in the future? Because it's like crackpot theory and it happened, or is it like, yeah, where we were like, and then the spirit gets possessed by the spirit medium and kills somebody and it wasn't me, Your Honor, and then it fucking happens in like Turnabout Sisters, Turnabout Reunion and Turnabout. Fuck, why is it named that way? Turnabout Reunion is the name. Should have had. I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill.
Is that your hot take?
Yeah, maybe that's my hot take. All of the names should have the word turnabout in them and should have the word turnabout at the end. I don't want this weird shit. It should be first turnabout. Okay, it doesn't have to be at the end, but it should be like because Turnabout Sisters is good. I'm still happy with that. But so first turnabout, fine. Turnabout Sisters, fine. You know, so turnabout's usually at the beginning. But yeah, just first turnabout is the only one that's not at the beginning. So that's where it should be. It should be at the beginning. Okay, sounds good. I am specifically
still pretty good.
Not using the one that I was joking about relating to that. I keep specifically not doing that one. But so it should have been like, so first turnabout is fine. I'm fine with that being in that order because that makes sense. It's still 2 words. Great. Turnabout Sisters, nice. Turnabout Samurai, good. Turnabout Goodbyes, fantastic. Rise from the Ashes, completely different. Don't be sorry, Ellie. We're fine. We couldn't do the spoil. If I really need to say spoilers, I'll put up the spoiler tags. That's what I'm saying, Pastry Puff. I don't like that. It should be Turnabout Farewells. It mimics Turnabout Goodbyes. It should be Turnabout Farewells.
That really is a hot take.
Yes, punctuation as well. Okay, so I don't know what Rise from the Ashes should have been in a turnabout name, and I don't want to speculate because I don't want to actually accidentally spoil anything. So then you have what's the first one with the bananas in Justice for All? What's that one's called?
That's a tutorial case with Maggie Bird.
Is that called the Lost Turnabout? No, it's not called the Lost Turnabout. The Forgotten Turnabout? One of them. I
the Forgotten Turnabout?
I mixed them up.
Turnabout?
It's one and not the other one. There is a Forgotten Turnabout.
It's the Lost Turnabout?
I think it's the Lost Turnabout. Okay.
I know it's the Amnesia Turnabout.
I'm also okay with that one. The Lost Turnabout, the first Turnabout, we're okay. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. Okay, it's 1 word in Turnabout. I'm okay where Turnabout is in this end. That's fine. Okay? But
it
like
gets the job
short
done.
And sweet. Okay? So then you have the Lost Turnabout, then you have Reunion and Turnabout, bad. Turnabout Reunion. Done. Perfect. Beautiful. What's the next one? I'm blanking on which case. It's gonna Turnabout Big Top. Turnabout Big Top. 3 words, that's fine. But Big Top is a singular thing.
Fine.
So we're good. Turnabout Big Top. Great. Turnabout Brain Damage. Yeah, exactly. Ooh. So much better, Enthused. Turnabout Rebirth. Perfect. To the point.
Ooh, I like that one.
Would have been great.
Very nice.
Yeah. Sad. Upset. So we have Turnabout Big Top, and then Farewell My Turnabout, bad, horrible, gross. Should have been Turnabout Farewells. Or Farewell, I don't care if it's plural or not, but then it mimics Turnabout Goodbyes. And we're getting Edgeworth back. We've Turnabout Farewell. It would have been perfect and lovely. Great. We're technically going into mild spoiler territory, Allie, so this is your decision to turn back or not, because I am going to talk about the names of the cases for Trials and Tribulations.
It's impossible not to.
Turnabout. I always mix up Memories and the other one. beginnings. No, so that's fine. So turnabout memories. Great, perfect, top tier. Okay? Second one, the stolen turnabout, also enjoyable. Again, it follows the blank blank. Good. Top tier. We can have that one. We're fine. Recipe for a turnabout, bad. Bad. It's bad.
Blah.
It's bad. Hate it. It's bad in the mouth. My mouth tastes bad. It's gross. We dislike. Fix it. How do we fix it? That was a little tougher. That was a little tougher.
So recipe was
I
when
feel
Furio Tigre was involved, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I feel like that one is the stolen turnabout because he stole your identity.
I get that, but I don't know what you would have changed the stolen turnabout to, and I'm okay with that. I think that I want to throw out the recipe.
Turnabout about then?
Strike that case for the record entirely. I'm okay with that case. I think turnabout imposter. Way better. We know he's an imposter right off the bat. That's not a spoiler. That's not nothing. We immediately know at the very beginning, the setup to the thing is that Phoenix was impersonated. So turnabout imposter. Done. Perfect. Group.
There we go.
Great.
Excellent.
Yes, it's called the morose turnabout. So it's same with the thing. The morose turnabout. And I specifically picked that. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Pastry Puff. So yeah, so the morose turnabout. It's good. It follows the order. It follows everything we're doing. So it should have been turnabout
Ori
imposter.
told me, Mars,
Perfect.
you can name it, but
it has to follow the rules.
Follow this
the vibe.
rule.
The vibes. Okay, it's not hard rules. It's the vibes. You get 3 words max. So far, there's nothing bigger than 3 words. Is all I'm saying. And one of them has to be turnabout. Okay, required. No, not the morose. The morose turnabout. So you have turnabout imposter, great. And then you have turnabout beginnings, good. We like, we stand, we good. Bridge to the turnabout. Does it even have the in it? I always fuck that one up. Bridge to it's bad.
I think it's bridge
bad.
to the turnabout.
It's bad. It's bad. Okay? It's bad. The hot take. It's bad. How can we fix it?
How can we fix it, Ori?
That one's tough. I'm trying to think of... So they've specifically highlighted the bridge. Nothing else. Do I want to keep the bridge?
Well, the bridge did play a big role in the case.
That's what I'm saying, Pastry Puff. That's what I'm saying. It's so much better. So much better. 3-5.
Turnabout.
3-5. Woo! Is there another word for reunion?
Turnabout closure.
The splendid turnabout. That's the last. That's 3-5. Enthuse. Yeah, I don't feel like it fits.
Blended.
Any of them. I don't think it fits any of them.
I feel like it's either got to highlight the bridge, or it's got to highlight
like the everything coming full circle.
Like what happens in
like
that case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not very.
Wait, didn't we have a turnabout beginnings?
Yeah, that already happened. That's the one with Edgeworth.
Yeah. What about turnabout endings?
Ooh, that's not bad. That's not terrible.
Because now we bring it full circle in both ways, and it's the end of the trilogy.
It's better than Bridge to the Turnabout. The Mystic Turnabout, not bad either.
Ooh.
Not bad either.
Mystic Turnabout.
I also wouldn't be upset with Turnabout Fae.
It is all about the Fae family.
Yeah. I guess that maybe would be a little spoilers, but I don't think it's more spoilery than Mystic is. And it focuses on Maya and Pearl enough that I don't think it would spoil anything else. Already. Yeah. I like those.
Well, the whole point is like get across the bridge, save Maya.
Turnabout.
So like it kind of
like
makes
that one.
sense.
I like that one.
Mystic Turnabout is the winner.
So far, yeah. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. I'm pretty set on that one. I'm pretty good on that one. Investigations. What's the first one?
Turnabout Hospital. Phoenix just spends most
God,
of the
no.
case in the hospital.
Well, I only know what we know now, Estrock, so I'd have to... I just... Bridge to the Turnabout just is like...
It doesn't flow.
I'm not against Turnabout endings. Turnabout Visitor, okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Not bad. Turnabout Airlines fits the thing. I'm okay with it because it's all
fits
on
the
the
naming
plane.
convention.
It's all on the plane. And then you have the Kidnapped Turnabout, right? That's the third one. I'm okay with that one too. I'm okay with that one too.
I'm okay with that.
That's what happens. It fits the thing. I'm okay with that one too. Then you have... Isn't there one more and then it's Turnabout Ablaze? Oh, it's the backwards one. Is that the Forgotten Turnabout? There's one that I always fuck up.
Oh, that one might be. I always forget that one. Shit.
Turnabout Reminiscence. That's what it is. That's what it is. Turnabout Reminiscence. Okay.
Turnabout Reminiscence.
I'm okay
that
with
follows. That
Also
follows the
okay with that.
convention.
And then you have Turnabout Ablaze. Also good shit. We're also fine. Everything was set on fire. We're good. You know, our life, our whole day, we're good. We're fine. And then we're right at, what was the first one in this one? What did we do? Turnabout President. That's not what it was called. Turnabout Gun. It wasn't Turnabout Gun, but it was something like Turnabout Gun.
It wasn't Turnabout Gun.
It was something like Turnabout Gun.
Investigations 2-1 name.
Trigger. Turnabout Trigger.
Trigger.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because
the trigger
far,
has a double meaning.
Exactly. Because that's the triggering aspect of the rest of the game
that's
so far.
Trigger for the rest of the game.
Trigger, and then the Captive Turnabout. Ooh, I actually really, really do like that. Because the Captive Turnabout and the Kidnapped Turnabout, they all vibe. I like that so far. Alright, literally, it's just like 4 cases that I despise. 5? Oh no, there's more than I thought.
Somewhere
Rise from the
between
Ashes
4 and
isn't
5.
a bad title, I'm just sad it doesn't fit the thing. Turnabout's Reunion and Turnabout is bad, would need a change. Pharaoh My Turnabout is bad, would need a change. And then you have Recipe for the Turnabout, and lastly, Bridge. So that's 5. 5 are bad, which isn't a terrible track record, but they could have done better. Okay, like I don't know who named it, but they could have done better. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Could have done better. Could have done better. But see, I won't go yell at Capcom about this. I won't go yell at them that any new Ace Attorney game they have should have this fucking naming scheme. I will accept that I'm a little salty about it and enjoy the game anyway, because I'm a good, chill person that is not trying to force my ideas on somebody else's creation. Yeah, Time Machine to change name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was your life lesson with Mars and Ori.
One day, Pastry Puff, one day.
One day indeed.
Yes, but enthused, but I'm counting also that all of AAI 1 is good, and so far all of AAI 2 that we've played is good. Yes, your ears should have come back. Where's my thing? There it is. Yes, ears are back. Almost lost them? Oh, I'm
glad you didn't lose your ears, Allie.
So I'm counting another 7 cases on top of there, so it's less than a third now. Maybe a fourth? I don't know the math. But it is late, and I am tired.
It's somewhere in
there. I sadly
there.
have to get up earlier than I would like tomorrow to go back to this job that I don't want to do. But
sad.
I will talk to you all on Thursday. Yes, thank you all for coming. If you have not read our comic, you should. It's good. Not biased at all. Thank you all for coming and chatting. Lovely
Very
time.
good. It's
I
very
got some
fun.
stuff done. like a good comic artist, maybe. Yes, see you guys all on Thursday for Making Time. And, late 10. Maybe one day, Estrak. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
But yeah, we'll see you all Thursday for Making Time. Can we finish the Ori head turn? I don't know. It is a lot, man. Whew. Everything was smooth sailing up to the head turn point. Who knows?
We'll
Do I need a head turn? I don't know.
You'll figure it
if
out.
I'm being honest, might not need a head turn, but we'll see. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you Thursday.
Good night, all. See you on Thursday. Have a good one.